off fences, decks, and pavers. Contact Lawn Fence today.
Now, your Baltimore Orioles.
Got in the blink of an eye.
On Massive.
Got him again.
And streaming live on the Masson app.
Those punch right back.
It all starts right now.
Happy Sunday, a sunny family Sunday from Oriole Park and Camden Yards. Closing out this three-game home series with the Atlanta Braves on Kids Hawaiian Shirt Day. The adults got their turn the last 2 days. The kids get to have the fun today, and the Orioles look to have some fun in the rubber game against the National League East leading Atlanta Braves. Great to be with you. Thanks for spending part of your Sunday afternoon with us. Kevin Brown and Ben McDonald. A couple of days ago, Craig Albernaz said, I like Dylan Beaver's at-bat quality. That's why I'm putting him in the leadoff spot for the first time all year. Score one for the manager there.
Yeah, and he kind of had to like what he saw in the ninth inning last night when Dylan Beavers was up the bat with 2 out with Jackson Holliday in a scoring position. And boy, he took the first fastball he saw off Fuentes, 100 miles an hour on the inside part of the plate and just rocked it to the right side of the infield for a base hit. And a walk-off as Jackson Holliday scored. So, yeah, Dylan Beaver's been really good. Only his second game in that leadoff spot, but I tell you what, he has not disappointed. I love the fact he's been on base 5 out of 10 plate appearances. He's 3 for 8. And what I really like about it is he's seen a lot of pitches per plate appearances, 4.8 pitches per plate appearances. You think about that, the big league average is only about 3.8, so he's seen a lot of pitches, and it feels like in a lot of ways he's adapted and liking that leadoff spot because he's pretty patient.
Third walk-off hit in just over 80 big league games for Dylan Beavers. Today, the Orioles will try to back Shane Baz, who's been pretty consistent over the last few months. He'll face Reynaldo Lopez for Atlanta. To the winner goes the series.
I'm not Jack.
I'm not letting me, Jack. Up, just one more. One more before you go. One more before you go. One more.
Because a car that doesn't make you feel recognized
Struck him out. Got it. That ball is clobbered. There you go. And that one's gone. Oh, wow. Orioles, Tigers. Series coverage starts tomorrow at 6 on Masson. It's down for a base hit. There you go. And the Orioles will take the lead. Strike 3 swinging. And he's tagged out. Boy, how about that, huh? Oh, what a play. Orioles, Phillies. Series coverage starts Friday at 6:30 on Masson. Dylan Beaver's dramatic base hit led the Orioles to 1-run victory yesterday. Atlanta was a 1-run winner in 10 on Friday night. Couple of bangers to start this series. What do we have in store here in the rubber game? Atlanta 7-3 in its last 10. The Orioles 9-3 in their last 12. And Shane Baz will take the mound, trying to get that ERA into the 3s, hoping for some run support, which has been hard for him to find.
Yeah, that's why you see the record down at 4-9. He just hadn't had much run support. But I tell you what, you go back and look at his last 12 starts, KB. Last 12 starts, the ERA is 3.19. That is outstanding. And I tell you what, the control has gotten better as well. For the first time in his career, he has not walked a batter in consecutive starts. So good for him. The control's getting better along the way. And this is StatCast 3D powered by Google Cloud. We'll take a look at Shane Baz's pitch arsenal. That four-seam fastball leads the way, and he's added that two-seamer this year, so it's about 42% fastballs. Then that knuckle curve, cutter, and changeup as well. So real 4 to 5 pitch mix arsenal for Shane Baz. And we'll see him attacking the top of the zone with that four-seam fastball. And I expect him to throw to the right-handed hitters maybe a couple of two-seam fastballs on the inside part of the plate.
All right, here's the lineup Shane Baz will face today. The Atlanta Braves 61-43. Drake Baldwin, Ozzie Albies, and Matt Olson have all homered in the series. Baldwin and Albies have been tying home runs in the 8th. Olson a 10th inning home run. They are the 3 All-Stars in Walt Weiss's lineup. Atlanta enters the day 5.5 up on the Philadelphia Phillies in the National League East, 61-43 in prime playoff position. There are 7 games left before the trade deadline. The Orioles find themselves 2 1/2 games out of Cleveland's 3rd wild card spot right now in the jam-packed AL. Every game of the utmost importance at this point of the season. And on July the 26th, 2026, we get underway with Shane Baz and Drake Baldwin. Another critical game. And it starts with a fastball low as Baz works with Chadwick Tromp, who has caught all 3 games in the series. It's 78. Technically partly cloudy, but let's call it sunny. First pitch 138. 1-0 from Baz to Baldwin, and that is lined out of play at 95.
Boy, this is a good Braves offense, too. Team batting average 250. That's top 10. 6th in runs per game. 4th in home runs. So they can bang it out of the ballpark. And they've been on fire since the All-Star break, averaging 6.5 runs per game.
5 a game overall on the year. 1-1 is ripped through 96. So that fastball climbing in velocity by 1 mile per hour on every pitch. And this is what Shane Baz typically does. Starts a little lower and then ramps up the fastball velo as the game goes on, making his 21st Orioles start. Baldwin gets another heater and he knocks it fair inside the bag at 3rd. It's fielded by Dylan Beavers, and he will hold the Atlanta catcher to a leadoff single.
Let's take a look at the Oriole defense behind Shane Baz, brought to you by Car Shield. Out the outfield, Beavers, Cowser, Taveras. The H&H boys turning 2 up the middle. CES over at 3rd, the Polar Bear at 1st, and Chadwick Tromp back behind home plate for the Orioles.
Baldwin now 3 for 10 in the series. Ozzie Albies 2 for 9 behind him. And Baz misses up and away with a curveball after throwing 4 straight heaters to Baldwin. Ozzie Albies, 29-year-old switch hitter, will be a pending free agent here for Atlanta, having a wonderful year. He does have a team option that will certainly be exercised next year as part of this almost unbelievably team-friendly contract he signed. He's making just $4 million this year, and he's been one of the best second basemen all around in baseball.
3 homers in his last 6 games, too. He has been hot with the long ball, but the Braves have been hot with the long ball recently as well.
Well, something Shane Baz typically does well is limit the long ball. This will be an early challenge for Chadwick Tromp.
Baltimore catcher is challenging the call ball.
Sean Barber rocking a sweet mustache today with the announcement. 7th pitch of the game. ABS challenge powered by T-Mobile, and a good one for Tromp.
Baltimore will have 2 remaining.
He was great on Friday challenging pitches. He lost 2 yesterday. He is back to his aggressive ways.
Good to see him still being aggressive after a little bit of a rough day yesterday.
So 1-2 now for Albies, who has struck out 4 times in the series. And he'll get a piece of his curveball toward the Oriole dugout. Time for our O's for Outcomes, presented by T. Rowe Price, the exclusive investment and wealth management partner of the Orioles. Better questions, better outcomes. T. Rowe Price, invest with confidence. That sounds simple. Keep pounding the zone. Why do we say it for Shane Baz? Because of what he did in Boston his last time out. Albies gets a breaking ball now. Wow. First, it's caught, and it's a double play as Pete Alonso slapped the tag on Drake Baldwin.
Well, you'll take that one. Leadoff base hit by Baldwin, and a rocket off a breaking ball by Albies was fortunately right to the Polar Bear, and he was there to snag it and apply the tag for the double play. Watch him hop off of first base. Corner of your screen, he hops off, keeps those feet moving, goes up top, and all in one motion, applies the tag for a double play.
Another sparkling play by Pete, who's had a tremendous year defensively, as Matt Olson takes a strike. 4 outs above average for Pete Alonso this year, according to Baseball Savant, and a little tongue flicker at the end. Why is that number meaningful? It's the 3rd most of any major league first baseman. Matt Olson, typically on that list, right behind him, takes high. Only Ty France of the Padres and TJ Rumfield of the Rockies have a higher outs above average number for first baseman. They're both in the NL. Could be a Gold Glove year for him.
Yeah, he has been great over at first base. I mean, terrific. A lot better than what we thought advertised. We always heard, well, yeah, he can pick it out of the dirt. He's really good at those. But I tell you what, Miguel Cairo, and I give Cairo a lot of credit working and seeing him in spring training. If you'll watch Alonso at first, man, he gets those feet pumping right as the ball goes towards home plate. He's on the balls of his feet. He said that's something he didn't do a lot when he was with the Mets, but he's getting himself in a ready position. It's paid off for him this year.
1-2 on his first base counterpart, Olson. Sprays the heater wide at 97.
Heating up, and that's what he typically does. It's all about getting through the first inning, really, for both of these pitchers. Boz has got a 5.40 ERA in the first, and Ronaldo Lopez, pitcher for the Braves, his ERA is north of 8 in the first inning.
And it's 3-2 for Boz, who is on a heck of a run here. 15 strikeouts, no walks in his last 2 starts. You mentioned it off the top. Never gone back-to-back starts in his career without a walk. He's in peril of his first walk of this game here. And this is his 75th career start, so never happened in the first 72. But back-to-back games without a walk the last 2. 3-2 for Olson. And that is strike 3. He knuckle curves him back to the dugout and faces the minimum in the first. .6 runs per game. They're 51 and 54, and they line up again with Dylan Beavers leading it off. Gunnar Henderson hit his 18th home run yesterday, first in 2 weeks. Christian Encarnacion Strand has driven in 5 in the series. That's the lineup to take on Reynaldo Lopez, making his 11th start, his 24th appearance this year for Atlanta.
In his 11th big league season is Lopez. Began the year in the rotation for the Braves, made 5 starts, then he went to the bullpen, had 13 consecutive relief appearances, but the last 5 now make it the last 6. He has been back in the rotation for the Braves. Solid ERA, 3.95. A little bit better than a 2-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio.
So his first pitch was 88. His next one is a changeup at 82. And Reynaldo Lopez is averaging 94 on the fastball. That's a little bit down from last year, though his velo's been better of late. Here's his four-seam velocity, missed 2025, almost all of it. That's back up to 91, so hopefully for him this is just a Shane Baz kind of situation where he's going to add as the game goes on. But this is not the Reynaldo Lopez band of a few years ago.
No. Not when that fastball ticked up. You can see it. It averaged 97 back in 2022.
Surprising thing is he still throws that fastball a ton. 1-2 for Dylan Beavers here. And he misses with a slider low.
And when he came back into the rotation, man, his first 3 starts back into the rotation, his second time was really good. But he's been roughed up his last 2. Against the Cardinals and the Padres, he's pitched a total of 9 1/3 his last 2 starts to get up 9 earned runs during those 2 starts.
Beavers swats another breaking ball. This one's the slow curve out of play.
And he typically is a slow starter. We talked about it earlier. The ERA a little over 8 in the first inning, and even in the second inning, the ERA for Lopez is 5 in the second inning. So if you're the Orioles, you want to get him early.
Beavers 3 for 8, 2 walks, 3 Ks in the series. We'll see his 6th pitch, and he will pop it foul, so Lopez back up to 93. And you mentioned the pitches per plate appearance in the open. Dylan Beavers in this series has seen 4.8 pitches per plate appearance. How about 7 at least to start the game?
Love it.
Lopez is 2-2, and that's up and away.
And he's always been a patient hitter. But he said the other day on record saying, hey, now that I'm in the leadoff spot, my job is to see some pitches, to work the count, and try to figure out a way to get on base. And he's done that so far, just his third start in that leadoff spot.
And he sprays an outside curveball down the line and left and foul. The Orioles' second-year outfielder out of Cal, playing his 87th big league game today. A nice hat catch by a fan down there.
Well, the Orioles are having a good month, the month of July, man. 12-6. Trying to get their first winning month of the season. Well on their way to doing that.
Beavers foul. A couple of chances for Allgirl down the right field line. And Dylan Beavers will see a 10th pitch. Orioles as a team have jumped into the top spot in the majors. They were second coming into the series, now first in pitches seen per plate appearance. And they often seem to see a lot in the first inning. Beavers sees 10, and he takes strike 3 at the end of it. Lopez wins the battle with a knee-high heater. Time for our Bet365 player prop spotlight. Bet365, where winning is everything. Riding Pete Alonso again, who is now on a season-high 7-game streak without an RBI. So it is sooner or later, and probably sooner, that Big Pete's going to get going. 2 for 9 in the series, has doubled. And gets a first pitch slider in the heart of the plate that he fouls off.
Well, Lopez likes his fastball, even though it's not high velocity anymore. Still throws it about 55% of the time. Then the slider, curveball, changeup, just a few changeups, about 3% of the time.
A little bit of history for Pete. He is 3 for 6 against Lopez with a couple of walks. Alonso playing his 521st consecutive game, the only longer active streak in the majors. The first baseman across the way, Matt Olson, his 887th straight. And Alonso grounds it past Olson and through the vacant right side. Digs out an 0-2 slider for the Orioles' first hit.
Yeah, while he hadn't driven in a run in 7 games now, he's still getting his base hits. Pretty good swing here, too. Breaking ball working down and away from him. And here's where Pete hits the ball a lot. That's a good move right there. That ball's borderline even a strike.
Look at how deep he caught that ball.
Yep.
For a guy with that kind of power, so impressive how he can let the ball travel so long.
Well, Pete recognized a long time ago that with the power that he has, he can leave, and we've seen it this year, just pretty much in any part of the ballpark. So if you're going to pitch him away, he can barrel it up and get it out of the ballpark to the backside of the field as well.
1-1 to Gunnar Henderson, batting third today. Gunnar has 1 hit in the series. It was a home run yesterday. It's the second home run in his last 28 games, but a critical one. Gave the Orioles a little 5th inning breathing room in their eventual 1-run win. We're seeing some more power for Gunnar of late. His trying easier phase, 3 doubles on Monday, a career high in Boston, and 4 extra base hits up there. Two-1. That is another knee-high pitch, but it'll be challenged by Gunnar.
Batter is challenging to call a strike.
So the Orioles' second challenge. Chadwick Trop 1-1 behind the plate. Gunnar Henderson
Baltimore
is
will have
surprised
one
to lose
remaining
one out.
challenge.
And the Orioles down to 1 challenge for the game now. So it'll be 2-2. And Henderson chases the slider low. Strikeout pitch is usually the fastball for Lopez. He throws his fastball 55% of the time, the slider right below it. And if you're a lefty, you see a little bit more of a mix. To righties, it's 96% fastball slider. So he is basically a 2-pitch pitcher to the righties. He will throw that curveball and occasionally the changeup to lefties.
And they have hit the fastball pretty well. The opponent's hitting 287 off the fastball, only 208 on the slider, and better than that on the curveball, just 152. But he will take the fastball. It's no 2-seamers, it's all 4-seam fastballs, and he'll use the inside part of the plate to both the lefties and the righties.
Henderson hammers this ball to center field. Michael Harris got a tremendous jump. That is such a good catch. Way more difficult than it probably seems for Michael Harris II.
A couple of errors last night by this Braves defense. Jim Jarvis over the shortstop, the 25-year-old. Couple of errors last night, but overall, the defense has really shined. You see Michael Harris, he was shaded slightly toward left center field, got a wonderful step, just crossed over and really easily ran this ball down.
Former minor league Gold Glover Michael Harris. He's not going to win it this year because of Pete Crow Armstrong, but he continues to be one of the best defensive outfielders in baseball, Michael Harris. We had E.J. Booth, the Orioles' first-round pick, up here yesterday. We asked him who he tried to model his game after. Said Michael Harris. Taylor Ward, little jam shot to right. That's going to drop for a base hit, and Pete Alonso will go to third. Wow. A little scoop loop by Ward, who reaches base for a 19th consecutive game and puts runners at the corners for Christian Encarnacion Strand.
Ball looked like he got kind of in on his hands. He just kind of shoved it out toward right field. The right fielder, Yastrzemski, playing back where he should play. No way to get to this ball. And with 2 out, the Polar Bear off and moving easily makes it to third. So an opportunity, early opportunity for the Orioles with runners in scoring position. The Orioles were 2 for 6 last night with runners in scoring position.
Encarnacion Strand, RBIs in each of the first 2 games. 4 on Friday, 1 yesterday. Gets a slider. The Braves have really tried to attack him with fastballs. He started at third every game this series, and why not? 9 for 24 with a double, 3 homers, 9 ribbies in 6 games. This ball jammed out to right center field. Yastrzemski hustling in, makes the catch. Some running plays in the outfield help keep the Orioles off the board. MassSports.com, scan the QR code, get it for the last 2 months of the year. Hopefully more meaningful baseball to come, with the Orioles 2.5 games out of the third wild card spot entering today. They're behind Cleveland, who is trailing right now 1-0 in the 8th at Tampa.
Orioles just got to take care of business, and it won't be easy. Schedule does not favor the Orioles the rest of the way. You count this game here, the Orioles have 57 games left.
And a base hit by Michael Harris starts the inning. It's bobbled by Colton Cowser in center, and Harris will turn it into 2. A rare defensive mistake by Cowser. Will be his 3rd error of the year on a ball sliced at 109 off the bat of Harris.
Braves a little bit more aggressive this year at hacking at the first pitch than what they did. To see that ball got in the hill, when it got in the hill the way Michael Harris runs, man, because it was a big turnaround first base, and he's watching with the play in front of him, takes an extra 90.
So runner at second for Mauricio Dubon, who's a master of contact, and he contacts this ball to deep center. Harris will tag and head for third. He'll beat Cowser's throw, which is significantly offline. Dubon has a sac fly and an RBI groundout as his 3rd productive out of the series. Well, Shane Baz has had to deal with a couple of different ugly things this year. Number one, he just has a lack of run support. For whatever reason, the Orioles are not scoring for Shane Baz. His run support average 3.6 per 9, one of the lowest in baseball. The other is errors behind him. Baz allowed 4 runs last game at Boston in 6 innings, only 1 earned, and 9 unearned runs now, tied for the 4th most in baseball. So an error against Cowser here. Baz trying to limit a potential 10th unearned run against him this year against Tom Smith.
Yeah, it can weigh on you mentally. 1, run support. Although it feels like we don't value wins as much as we used to. But, man, it's tough when you're going out and pitching well and not getting run support. Without run support, it's hard to win ball games.
Smith 0 for 4, walked 2 strikeouts in the series, 31-year-old. That ball grounded fair past a diving Encarnacion Strand. It will score Harris standing from third. And Dominic Smith makes the Orioles pay for the Cowser error. His 40th RBI of the year, and the Braves strike first in the finale.
Braves are so good at doing this, man. Hitting with runners in scoring position. They had a rough night last night. They were 0 for 6 last night, but overall they're 3rd in baseball runners in scoring position. And with 2 out runners in scoring position, they're 2nd best in baseball. And this is what they do really, really well. We talk a lot about their home runs, but they're really good at hitting the ball to the backside of the field, too.
Swing and a miss cutter to Austin Riley. The curveball was a big weapon for Shane Baz. The league was 9 for 49 in May off that curveball, 184. 283 against it in June, 370 in July. And that's the pitch that Smith just hit, and hit hard for the RBI single. Anything for you that has led to some struggles on the curveball?
Well, if you look at the heat map, and we were looking at the heat map before the game, when he gets the curveball middle down and middle, it tends to get barreled up pretty good. When he throws it in the upper part of the strike zone, he has a lot of success. So he either wants to be at the top of the zone or below the bottom of the zone with that curveball. But again, for people that like the expected numbers, I mean, they're hitting 291 on the curveball, but the expected number on the curveball based off quality of contact is only 238. So he's a little bit unlucky with the curveball in some ways as well.
Throws it to Riley there, down and in. It's 2-2. Austin Riley 2 for 8 in RBI and 3 strikeouts in the series. Brandon Young got him twice on sliders yesterday, actually 3 times on sliders yesterday. And Baz can't get him on a heater.
Yeah, that's what I saw from Austin Riley in this series, is he's having trouble with the ball on the outside part of the plate, especially the breaking balls on the outside part. A little bit out in front, pulling off just enough. And if you're reading bats, if he can get that breaking ball to the outside part of the plate here, just off the outside edge, started in the zone, he may get that swing and a miss he's looking for.
That'd have been what he tried to do, but left the curveball a little up and out. Austin Riley was one of the best third basemen in baseball the last 2 years. Mystifyingly has been among the worst. OPS 693. Still plays every day for Atlanta. He has literally played all of the Braves' 105 games this year and started 103 of those 105 at third.
Well, that's what the Braves do, man. If you look at Baldwin, Albies, Olsen, Harris, Riley, they're in there just about every day.
Check swing on a high cutter. That bails out Baz and would have likely been ball 4. Matt Olson hasn't missed a game in several years now, 887th consecutive. He hasn't missed a game since 2021. Ozzie Albies has played every game. Riley every game. Ground ball shortstop, could be 2, and it will be 2. 6-4-3, that gets out of the inning. Braves get an unearned run to take the lead. Game from just out of state, Harry Drollinger from Selbyville, Delaware has won $500 for being selected. $500 more for every Orioles home run, $5,000 for each O's grand slam hit today. Learn how you can be the fast play contestant at mdlottery.com/home run. Braves have an early lead. The Orioles have been homering of late. They've homered in 7 straight games now. Maybe Colton Cowser can get on the board with one. The pitcher throws a lot of fastballs in Ronaldo Lopez. And of course he starts him with a curveball. 23 pitch first inning for Lopez.
If anybody's going to see a lot of all-speed pitches, it would be Colton Cowser.
Had a good at-bat in the 9th yesterday. Made an out against Didier Fuentes, but hit a deep fly ball. Did move Jackson Holliday to third. Would he have scored from second on the Dylan Beavers base hit? Quite possibly, but not definitively. And, you know, butterfly effect. Who knows if Fuentes pitches the same way if Holliday's at second. So Greg Albernaz praised the pinch hit. Cowser did have 3 walks in 4 plate appearances on Friday. So while he's only hitting .205, the on base is up to .311. 33 walks for Cowser. 252 plate appearances, pretty good number. And he'll take ball 2 here.
4 pitches, 4 off-speed pitches so far, too.
Will it be a 5th? Finally a fastball, and would you look at that?
What do you know? A base hit.
He got 1 fastball to hit Friday. He hit it right over the foul pole for what could have been a home run. He gets his first fastball here, and he dumps it into left for a knock.
And he was a little bit late on it. The ball got a little bit deeper than what he probably liked, but with 2 strikes, as many off-speed pitches as he's seen, that's a good swing.
So Cowser's reached 4 out of 6 plate appearances this series. He's a threat to steal with Leody Taveras, Jackson Holliday, the next 2 up. Taveras will take low. Leody is nothing for 6 in this series. He has walked twice, however. He gets the start today over Tyler O'Neill. Lefty righties, interesting splits against Lopez. There goes Cowser, little hit and run here, and Taveras pops one into left. Bond can't find the baseball until now.
Oh, he was tricky. He was trying to trick
with Cowser.
That's what he was doing. He was trying to get Cowser all the way to second base and then throw him out. I think Dubon saw that ball the entire time.
He's playing it off as if he was fooled. He's a little stone-faced after. Maybe that means he'd just be a good Texas Hold'em player. I don't know. You think he was?
I don't know. It's hard to tell, but he was camped right under it the entire time.
Jackson Holliday takes that super slow curveball up and away for ball 1.
Well, if you're going to steal a base, that's the one you hope you get to run on right there.
Yeah.
That slow curveball. I mean, the fastball is right around 93 average-wise, but that curveball all the way down to 74. So you're talking about a 19, 20-mile-per-hour difference. And that's what Cowser's been stealing some bases here recently by doing, is he kind of gets a short lead, and then he quickly gets some momentum going towards the next base, going towards second base. And when he catches it just right, he'll take an extra 90.
This is statistically a good combination to run on, Lopez and Baldwin. Base stealers against Lopez this year in 2024. And we're going to throw out last year because he only made 1 start. Have been successful 32 out of 36 steals. Against Drake Baldwin this year, 31 out of 35. Still not running. Holliday gets a 2-0 slider and misses it. Good at-bats in the series for Jackson. He's 3 for 6. A double, a walk, and an RBI. The double set up the Dylan Beavers hit. Holliday scored the winning run in the 9th. And look, we give Dylan Beavers a lot of credit, and rightfully so, for the walk-off hit. There's no walk-off hit, but if not for a great at-bat by Jackson Holliday.
And I mean, it was impressive too. Just because he got a fastball at 100 miles an hour that was elevated right at the top of the zone, flattened that swing out and shoved it out to left field for a double.
3-1 pitch is low, and Holliday has been doing a lot of this, walking often this year. Orioles have their first walk, and that puts 2 on with 1 out for Chadwick Trump. The Orioles Experiences auction is live for one more day. Bidding closes tonight at 10. You can get all kinds of great game day experiences. You can win an experience to visit us in the broadcast booth, get tickets to the owner's suite, or maybe throw out a first pitch, watch BP deliver a game ball and more. Orioles.com/auction. Again, that closes tonight at 10. Chadwick Trump, ground ball to shortstop. Chance for 2 for Jim Jarvis. And the Braves do get 2. And that ends the inning. The Orioles strand a runner on a double play. Hall of Fame weekend is coming. This Friday, noon in the Warehouse, the Orioles Hall of Fame lunch at Oriole Park. And then Saturday, it's the Orioles Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Chris Davis, Storm Davis, and the late scout Jim Russo will be honored. Orioles.com/Hall of Fame. There are some of the Hall of Famers, and there's one we're really remembering today more than anybody, because today is Mo Gaba Day, young Orioles superfan who passed away at the age of 14. Battling cancer 4 separate times. He was elected to the Orioles Hall of Fame just one day before he passed in 2020. Was a frequent local sports radio caller, infectious laughter, incredible personality. So Adam Jones here this weekend. He, Trey Mancini, among many other Oriole players and Oriole personnel, really got to be close with Mo. So we're thinking about him today, and something special tends to happen at the ballpark here on Mo Gaba Day. So hopefully something special will happen on the field as we remember one of the most lifelong loyal Oriole devotees you could ever find. And there was his mom with Pete Alonso before the game. Always wonderful to see his mom, Sunzi, here along with some other Mo Gaba winners, Mo Gaba Award winners. Somebody whose light is never going to go out here in this area.
Mo Gaba loved him some Oriole baseball and some Ravens football, man.
And closer we were getting to Ravens football this year.
Coming fast. Heck, the college season kicks off, what, late August, I guess it is?
Yeah.
About a month away.
We're coming. Mike Yastrzemski leading off against Shane Baz. 1-0 Atlanta here in the third. By the way, I know a lot of folks remember this was the sky the night that Mo passed away. I don't know if you were here for that, but was as orange and purple a sky as you could ever see here. And we'll choose to believe that he was sending us a few of his colors on Royal message. Oh boy.
That ball looked high, didn't it?
Baltimore's catcher is challenging the pitch.
This is not going to bode well for the rest of this game.
Baltimore is out of challenges.
Orioles are done. Gunnar Henderson lost one in the first. Trump had a good aggressive challenge in the first inning. This one too aggressive. And the Orioles will not have a challenge for the final 7 innings. So a tough stretch for Trump, who grounded into an inning-ending double play, then lost a challenge. 3-2 for Yastrzemski. And a breaking ball grounded to Pete Alonso. 1 pitch later, Baz will get the out. Not a great throw by Pete, but a good play by Shane to stick with it.
A little bit behind.
Baz retires the leadoff man for the first time. So Shane Baz had to work around all kinds of adversity this year. 10 unearned runs allowed now. Some of the lowest run support in baseball. Now he'll have to go old school, work without a challenge the rest of his start. Zips one in there to Jim Jarvis, the Braves' 9-hitting shortstop. Jarvis is 0 for 5 in this series. Oh for 4, beg your pardon. Wondering when the Braves shortstop Hassan Kim will be back, and wondering even if he'll be back. coming back from some right middle finger inflammation, Kim, as Jarvis skies out to center. Kim is on rehab, as is Ronald Acuna, as is Sean Murphy.
Acuna could be back soon, too.
And Kim
should be.
He signed a big deal, but I mean, it's a one-year deal, $20 million, but he was 5 for 73. So what are the Braves going to do with Ha-Seong Kim? Will he get many more chances going 5 for 73 once his rehab stint ends? It's an interesting question. Because Jarvis, despite a tough series, has played well at short. Drake Baldwin takes a strike. And Ronald Acuna, here's what the Braves have done with and without him. .698 win percentage with him. They're under .500 without him. He played game 1 of a doubleheader yesterday. Atlanta goes to New York, starts a series with the Mets tomorrow. And it could be a totally different Braves team if Acuna, Kim, and Sean Murphy all return. They would have a couple of roster decisions to make. Where do you think, looking from afar, the Braves need to go to become a truer World Series contender?
Well, if they get Suarez back, the bullpen's already really, really good. You get Suarez back, it makes it elite. It's pretty much elite now. So I would say a piece of the starting rotation is what they probably need. Their starters have not given them a lot of length. Now, Sale's been outstanding, and he's in the conversation, obviously, for the Cy Young Award in the National League. He's been really good, but past that, their starters have not given them a ton of length. They've been good when they've pitched. Top 9 in baseball when we talk about starters ERA.
Strike to Baldwin, 3-2.
I mean, a perfect example is Ronaldo Lopez on the mound for the Braves today. I mean, in his 10 starts, he's only averaging about 4 1/3 per start.
The starters this series have each gone 5. Baldwin jackknifes a curveball into shallow left, dumps it in for a hit, his second to the opposite field.
This guy, man, is he on fire this year? He came in the last 9 games hitting .417, and he's 2 for 2 today.
Since the All-Star break, he has been at times basically impossible to get out.
And he's been hitting some home runs too. 5 homers in his last 9.
Here's Ozzie Albies. Baldwin now 4 for 11 in this series. So since the All-Star break, Drake Baldwin's now 17 for 38, 6 walks. So that on-base percentage north of .500. Last year came up, thought, okay, maybe it'll be the Braves catcher of the future with Sean Murphy. But Murphy ineffective and injured. Baldwin has been very much the catcher of the present.
Even when Murphy comes back, I don't know if there's a place for him. Maybe obviously in a backup role.
And just a couple of years ago, Sean Murphy was one of the best catchers in baseball.
Yes. Drake Baldwin got an opportunity last year, and boy, he did not disappoint.
Up and away from Baez. It's 2-1 for Ozzie Albies. Shane Baez at 46 pitches here in the 3rd inning. Has allowed 4 hits, all singles. 1 strikeout, no walks. So everything in play but for the Matt Olson K. And one thing that might correlate with all the unearned runs by Baez, he just hasn't been a huge strikeout pitcher for the most part this year. So there do tend to be a lot of balls in play against him. Nice heater there.
And pitchers have an opportunity to offset the errors. It's hard to do because you're upset because plays weren't made behind you, but always look at errors as one thing. What happens after an error? And a lot of times pitchers, if they get the next out, runs don't score, but a lot of times you end up giving a base hit and it's magnified then. Shane Baez has been good, man. Remember his first 8 starts of the year? He didn't have 1 quality start his first 8 starts, but he's got 8 quality starts in his last 12. So he's certainly turned the corner.
Baldwin will run on a 3-2. Fouled away. 3-2 curveball for Ozzie Albies, who lined into a double play to first. 27-year-old Boz looking to close the third. Albies swats a fastball out of play instead, and he'll see an 8th pitch. So one changeup early, a pitch that has kind of come and gone for Shane over the course of the year. Pretty much fastball, curveball to lefties otherwise. Curveball here. Albies pops it up. And it'll be the left fielder Beavers ending a scoreless third. One more look at our friend Mo Gabba, remembering him on this Mo Gabba Day 2026. Orioles baseball on MASN is brought to you by Bet365, where winning is everything. And by American Standard Air. Find your local independent American Standard Air dealer at MidAtlanticComfort.com. A family Sunday, kids in the house all over Camden Yards. And the Orioles in a one-run game with Atlanta. They lost a one-run game, then won a one-run game to start this series. And Dylan Beavers will lead off in the third inning against Reynaldo Lopez. 36 pitches through 2 for Lopez. That was 37th, a high strike curveball at 69. How about that? It's an interesting curveball for Lopez. It's one of the slower curves in baseball. It doesn't have the usual kind of downward break.
Well, the spin rate is a lot lower than what big league average is, and that's one reason why. But you would think the way it loops in there, hitters could pick it up. But if you look at the results on the year, they've been really good for Lopez. They're only hitting, opponents hitting 152 off of that curveball. But the speed difference, I think, is what the key is for him.
Really only throws it to lefties. Down and in with a changeup there. 2-1 for Beavers, who had a 10-pitch battle in the first inning and struck out looking to end it on a low fastball. Beavers, Alonso, and Henderson for the Orioles are 1-2-3. That ball cracked by Dillon the other way. Michael Harris and the Sunshine makes the catch. Reynaldo Lopez not subtle today after outs.
Yeah. Gave up a bloop base hit, another blooper that almost fell in. He's like, what I got to do? I'm making good pitches here. Pretty emotional guy. 11th big league season, 51 and 57 overall with an ERA just south of 4 for his career.
Up and down day in a season that's been up and down for him. Starter, reliever, starter again. Braves have had a ton of starting rotation injuries. They hope they'll get A.J. Smith-Shawver back from Tommy John this year. He did pitch on rehab last week with Gwinnett, so he may not be terribly far away. Spencer Strider's been on the IL since June with right elbow inflammation. He was prescribed a month of rest by Dr. Keith Meister. So
Man,
waiting
Spencer
for an MRI
Strider,
to come back on
Strider in his prime, man, when he was at his best, he was as good as anybody in baseball.
Heat is down looking. That's the second strikeout for Lopez, both looking on low heaters.
Well, Pete Alonso got a base hit on that breaking ball his first time up, and it was a steady diet of fastballs. And we talked about this from Lopez. Even though the fastball velocity may be big league average or a shade below big league average, he will still shove that four-seamer to the inside part of the plate.
Here's Gunnar. Strike one called, 90. The first fastball of the game was 88.5, which was the second slowest four-seam fastball of Reynaldo Lopez's career. Slowest since 2018. So how is he, to you, so effective throwing the ball in the low 90s when it's primarily a fastball?
Well, just watch where his misses are. I mean, wherever the glove is, that's where the ball typically ends up. If he sets up inside, the ball's there. If he sets up outside, so he doesn't miss in the heart of the plate that often. Now, he's given up some home runs. 10 home runs for Lopez this year and just 66 innings of work coming in. But it looks like the fastball command is really, really good today.
Third of a 3-year deal, got a club option for next year. Henderson gets a low slider. Not a guy who likes to live near the top of the strike zone typically, Ronaldo Lopez. Let's see if Henderson can get another sweet spot slider like he did yesterday. Knocked it out for a home run. That's very high with a heater. Payoff pitch to Gunnar on 3-2. Painted one again at the knees. And strike three. The Orioles out of challenges. That looked like a strike anyway. So it's 1-0 through 3. Fourth inning of Orioles baseball is brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. Shop Toyota for legendary style and reliability. And check out the all-new RAV4 at Toyota.com. We're a third of the way home here. The Braves have the only run, an unearned run in the second inning. Michael Harris singled, went to second on an error. Third on a flyout and scored on a Dom Smith base hit. 51 pitches for Shane Baz. They haven't been quick innings, but he has not allowed an earned run, the one unearned. 4 hits, no walks. Trying to complete a third straight walkless start. And 1 strikeout. This was the one, Matt Olson. No strikeout here. Olson lashes one to right. That ball's off the wall, right in the middle of the wall. And it's a double for Olson. He's 26 to lead the team. Second in the National League in extra base hits behind James Wood. That's his 53rd.
Third base hit of this series for Matt Olson. He was 2 for 3 in game run. A home run and that big 3-run shot is what it was. That's a curveball pretty much right in the heart of the plate. Most lefties like the ball just a little bit down. That's where it was. Pounds it off the wall for a leadoff double here in the 4th.
Last 3 Braves hits have come off the curveball. Swing and a miss. There's a very nice curveball to Harris. Here's the good news, bad news for Shane Baz on that double and on doubles generally. He's now allowed a major league leading 38 doubles. You hear that? Say that's a huge, huge number. It is 38. The good news is he's only allowed 9 home runs. So the extra base hits tend to be 2, not 4, as Harris drops this one foul. Baz, in fact, is the only Oriole in franchise history to pitch at least 4 innings without allowing multiple home runs in each of their first 20 starts with the Orioles. Jim Harden, 4 innings, no more than 1 home run in his first 19 starts as an Oriole, 67 and 68. And Shane Baz has not allowed multiple home runs in a game. He hasn't allowed any home run, in fact.
Yeah, because he
gave the last 4.
What, a lot of home runs last year. Now, the ballpark that he pitched in last year, the home ballpark for the Rays, obviously a hitter's ballpark, but he gave up 26 home runs last year in 166 1/3. So only 9 has he allowed this year.
Right now, it's the lowest home runs per 9 mark for an Orioles starter since Kevin Gausman 12 years ago. 0-2 for Michael Harris here. Harris grounds a ball out of play. And I'm sure there will be some regression to the mean, and there will be somewhere along the line a multi-home run game, but he's made it to July 26th without one. Hasn't allowed one today. And has managed to turn a lot of his fly balls into outs. Harris knocks one out of play. Now, I've asked some folks about this, Ben. I'd love your take as well. Thought around some of the Orioles is you have the fastball curveball separator. It is a fastball that's a little higher velocity, so the fly balls tend to not go quite as far, but still it's a pretty interesting number. So I'm curious why you think all these fastballs and curveballs don't turn into home runs.
Great question. Every year is a little bit different for a pitcher. Some years you have pretty good luck, sometimes you don't, you know, but I think he's done a pretty good job with his fastball at the top of the zone. And when he's throwing 95 to 98, we've seen him up higher than that from time to time. It's hard to get on top of that fastball at the top of the zone. And he's worked ahead a lot this year, too. He hadn't been in a lot of predictable counts, and the curveball's been a pitch that he can use just about in any situation. That's a nice at-bat by Michael Harris right there, just to move Olson over to third.
Fouled off 4 0-2 pitches on the 7th pitch, a productive ground out. Our Xfinity Power Connections can give some love to Shane Baz and the rest of the Orioles rotation. What a run this has been. In the month of July, the best starting rotation in baseball by ERA, 2.83, and a whip of 109 is second best.
Been outstanding. And we always talk about that is the key to every game is your starting pitcher. And the Orioles have done it. And really the staff, you go back and look, what, the last 5 or 6 weeks, the staff as a whole has been a top 5 staff in Major League Baseball too. So the pitching really has done its job for the Orioles here in recent weeks.
Well, there's a two-seamer and a swing and a miss on it to Mauricio Dubon.
Love that, man, especially in this situation, because right now when the infield comes in, they're telling you one thing. They're trying to get you to create a ground ball. How do you create a ground ball? You stay down with something. You get that sinker down and into Dubon, you may get that ground ball. You won't throw the runner out.
How about this? His first two-seamers of the game, and against a guy you basically can't strike out, he gets 2 swinging strikes.
Now, I love two fastballs in. I like a breaking ball in the dirt right here. Maybe you get a swing and a miss, and if you don't get the miss you want, you come right back in with that two-seamer again. So you don't throw the breaking ball for a strike if you throw it.
He didn't throw it for a strike, and Dubon still knocked it out of play. Dubon this series has 2 RBIs, 1 on a ground out, 1 on a sac fly.
And I might even take a chance here at another breaking ball, but I want it in the middle part of the plate, but I want it bouncing on top of home plate. Now I got to trust Chadwick Trump to keep the ball in front. Just one more setup pitch, and then right back that two-seamer in.
6th two-strike count against Dubon this series. He has not struck out. And he will take that sharp biting curveball.
All right, now see if you can get that two-seam fastball in. But with a 1-ball, 2-strike count, this is what you're thinking as a pitcher right now. I'm throwing it right on the inside part of the plate. And if I miss, I'm missing in, not over here. Like he's going away with something, though. Oh.
Now it's blocked by Trump. So to your point a couple of pitches ago, he does put his faith in Trump to block it. But it's 2-2.
That's why it's so important, because in these situations with a runner at third, less than 2 out, I got to be able to trust my catcher to throw my best pitch, which is his breaking ball, and have him block it. But that's 3 breaking balls in a row.
Be a 6th pitch to Dubon. Olson is at third with 1 out. 1-0 Atlanta in the 4th. And Dubon hits a ground ball to shortstop. Olson not running on contact, so the Orioles get the 2nd out.
Perfect. Went right back to that two-seamer is how he got ahead. After 3 breaking balls in a row, gets a two-seamer down in, and he creates the ground ball that he wants. That is well done right there.
We've seen a couple of times in this series the Braves choose not to run the contact play. And now Olson's at third with 2 outs for Dominic Smith.
This would be huge, and I mean huge for Shane Baz to get out of this without allowing a run.
Smith has the game's only RBI. Hit a ground ball single to the left side of the 2nd. He'll be ahead here. That pitch was low.
Atlanta's challenging the strike ball.
Smart challenge by Smith. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Atlanta will have 2 remaining.
1-0 to Dom Smith. Braves have both their challenges left. Orioles are out of challenges. Dom Smith And we mentioned yesterday was a first-round pick of the Mets in 2013. He was seen as maybe the Mets' first baseman of the future until a guy named Pete Alonso came along and pushed Dom Smith out to left field, more DH in 2020. So he's turned into more of a journeyman player the last few years. Mets, Nats, Red Sox, Reds, Giants, Braves, 6 big league teams the last 5 years. And 2020, that short year of the Mets, hit .316, .993 OPS. But you can really thank Pete, the way he took over first base for the Mets, for altering the course of Dom Smith's career. Played left field with the Mets, was never a comfortable fit there, and ends up bouncing around a little bit, largely because of the guy who's at first right now. When Pete Alonso came up, there was really no stopping him from taking over.
No.
But Smith was once one of the game's hot prospects, and he has delivered some good moments for Atlanta this year. Boz trying to stop him from another one here in the 4th. Strand Olsen at third after he got there with 1 out. And Smith to left field will be in there with a base hit as Dylan Beavers couldn't come up with the ball. Beavers dove and appeared to just trap the ball. So it's 2 RBI singles to left for Dominic Smith and a 2-0 Atlanta lead.
And it almost looked like Dylan Beavers caught this ball at first. Ball slicing kind of back to him. He's coming hard right here. He's got a little bit of a hesitation. That was just enough. The ball dropped right in front of him. See him hesitate 1 step back, and that cost him. And really fortunate the ball gets kicked and caught right up underneath it. That ball gets by him. Obviously, it's at least a double, maybe a triple.
And again, it's not an unearned run for Shane Baz, but it's a defensive play that could have been made. And another tough break for Baz, who's had to get used to pitching around those this year. Austin Riley takes ball 2 wide. Swing and a miss. Braves, a team that does not strike out a lot. They only have 1 today, and a couple of times they've really benefited from just putting bat to ball.
They don't walk much, but they don't strike out much. They're a pretty good hitting team.
And now 3-1 from Baz. And Riley gets a center cut cutter. He can only foul away.
The Braves are only, what, 17th in on base percentage. So kind of middle of the pack. Now OPS, because of the slug, they're up there pretty good. 8th in OPS, but 17th in on base percentage.
Here's the first walk in 3 starts for Shane Baz. Snaps his longest stretch of his career, 14 2/3 innings into the 4th without a walk. And it'll draw a visit from Drew French. I don't see Drew French in his uniform top, by the way, typically. How about that? Drew's got the number 75 today. This copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the Orioles and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Baltimore Orioles.
Shane Baz at 77 pitches already through 3 2/3.
Seriously, don't recall seeing Drew French actually wearing the uniform.
Very rarely.
But you know what we get to see on that uniform? French 75.
Don't see that very often.
This makes me a little thirsty. So 2 on, 2 out for Mike Yastrzemski. A 2-out rally by the Braves. Leadoff double, then a 2-out RBI single by Smith, a walk by Riley, and a changeup high and away. What would you be saying to Shane Baz in this moment?
I would tell him he's pitching pretty well right now. I mean, the balls hadn't been hit very hard at all. Just keep doing what you're doing. Try to stay focused. It's easy to get away from you when you're not getting a lot of run support and guys aren't making plays behind you. You see an error than a ball that maybe should have been caught that wasn't. So it's more about focus than anything, because he can't let this inning get away from him. Yes, this Braves pitching staff that typically does not allow many runs at all. One of the best bullpens in baseball. You want to keep it right where it is.
This will be the 80th pitch for Baz in just 4 innings. Orioles have 2 relievers certainly down today. Wolfram and Garcia pitch back-to-back games. Swing and miss.
And Baz has given length this year, man. He's averaging 6 innings per start, which is a big number. The average start in today's game is going just a shade over 5 innings, so he's going an average of 6 every time out. Be hard to get there today, though. He's going to need some really quick innings to get there today.
A 30-pitch 4th when he throws his next one. Baz has been to 2 strikes now on 12 of the 17 Atlanta batters. And he only has 1 strikeout out of those first 11. Popped up by Yastrzemski, and no play for Encarnacion Strand. If this was a football game right now, it would be the kind of game where one team goes on 13 play drives and kick field goals. The other's gone 3 and out, but it's only a 6-0 game. Here it's 2-0 despite an overwhelming time of possession, it feels like. Can Shane keep it that way?
Oh, here you go. Yes, he did.
That'll be strikeout number 2 and a big one. Braves get a run in the 4th, but Strand a pair. Federal Credit Union proudly serves the armed forces, the DoD, veterans, and their families. Our members are the mission, insured by NCUA. And a beautiful Sunday for baseball here in Baltimore. The Orioles trail Atlanta 2-0 as we hit the bottom of the 4th. In the middle of the order, Ward, Encarnacion Strand, and Cowser against an effective Ronaldo Lopez. Not a dominant one, but 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, 3 hits scattered.
Just kind of pitching, and he loves his fastball down. He's been right at the bottom of the zone.
Ward to left field. That ball's foul. Taylor's now reached base 19 games in a row. Ronaldo Lopez today, his result pitch is really that one single in the middle of the plate, otherwise living life at the edges.
And that's what we talked about. You asked me how's he had success, and that's how you have success. Stay out of the middle part of the plate.
And he tries to do it again. 1-2 here. Ward 3 for 9, a walk in the series. 32-year-old DHing for the 2nd time in this series. And takes wide for ball 2. These 2 former teammates, if only briefly. Lopez pitched 13 games for the Angels in relief in 2023, and then the Angels let him go on waivers. Ended up with Cleveland at the end of the year. That was that 2023 season where the Angels thought maybe they could contend and grabbed a couple of guys and then let some players go on waivers right near the end of the season. Randall Gritchett was among them. Lopez, Ward, center field, another base hit. 2 for 2 day. He hasn't hit either one hard, but that one was a little bit more intentionally served, it looked like, into left center.
Yeah, that's a good move to a baseball, too, on a ball that probably wasn't even a strike. Good fastball right in the heart of the plate, but it was down, it looked like. And watch him just kind of bend into his legs, sinks down to that right knee. Watch him just, instead of going forward, he just sinks down and goes, gets that ball. The top hand comes off the bat. That way he can stay through the ball a little bit longer.
Taylor Ward, professional hitter. And again, in a game where it feels like the Braves have had all these long at-bats, taking the air out of the game, Orioles have the tying run-up with nobody out. It's a long, long way to go as Christian Encarnacion Strand steps in. And CES is down 0-2. Wearing, folks may have noticed, only Encarnacion on the back of his jersey. Obviously, it is one heck of a difficult last name to put on there if you go all the way to Encarnacion, which comes from his dad's side, and Strand from his mom's side.
That's pretty much shoulder to shoulder right there.
He jams this one into right center, and Yastrzemski's there. I did ask Christian the other day if he had ever put the full Encarnacion Strand on the jersey. And he said, we did a test run basically when I was in Cincinnati. They had a jersey made with Encarnacion Strand, but he said he could feel it too much. He could feel too many of the letters on his back. I think it might have had to be the first circular name in baseball jersey history. We got all the way around the number.
Too much weight.
Yes. So he actually could literally feel it. That would have been 17 letters plus a hyphen. So he's just going with Encarnacion to be safe. Whatever you call him, he's had a great start to his Oriole tenure, but 0 for 2 today. Here's Colton Cowser. He has a hit. Snapping at 0 for 12. And he's now seen one fastball in 7 pitches today, and it's the one where he picked up the hit. And there's slider, curveball, changeup. So that's literally everything that's not a fastball that Lopez has.
Kind of what he did his first time up. Josh Walker starting to get heated up in that Oriole bullpen.
So after a 32 pitch inning, you wonder maybe that's the end for Shane Baz today. Only went 4 innings. You got Jarvis, the 9-hitter, and the top of the lineup coming up. So maybe this is just Josh Walker getting some early tosses in, or maybe it is the end for Baz after 4.
Could very well be. Question is, does Colton Cowser get a fastball here? I'm saying he probably doesn't, even in a 3-1 count. Oh, he got him too, just a little bit tardy. And you can't blame him for being late. As many off-speed pitches as he's seen.
Does he get a fastball 3-2?
I wouldn't think so. But based off that swing, if you're reading swings, you're saying, okay, he's sitting back looking off speed.
Ward at first, 1 out. 3-2 for Colton. He does get a fastball.
Just off the outside edge, too. Catcher set up away, and this ball is a couple of inches off the outside edge.
Four Ks, 1 walk for Lopez. Here's Leody Taveras. And another first pitch strike. Another thing he's done really well today. It's 13 for 16 first pitch strikes. Two walks for Taveras, but 0 for 7 otherwise in the series. One-run games, the first 2 games of this series. 2-run lead early for Atlanta. 2 hot teams. The Braves 7-3 in their last 10 have stretched their lead back to 5.5 in the NL East. The Orioles have that 7-game win streak spanning the All-Star break. They've gone 9-3 in their last 12. Now at the moment 2 back in the wild card because Cleveland already lost today 1-0 to Tampa Bay. Swing and a miss. The ball gets through the wickets of Drake Baldwin, however, and Taveras will reach first base on the uncaught 3rd strike with 2 outs. Ward goes to second, and the Orioles on a 3rd strike wild pitch keep the inning alive.
Catch a break right here. And these are the kind of breaks you get against good teams. You got to make them pay for it too. Just a good little slider going down. I mean, right between the legs of Drake Baldwin. So Taveras ends up at first. Taylor Ward at second, and Jackson Holliday coming to the plate.
2 on, 2 out, 2-0. Holliday to shallow left center field. Harris will give way to Dubon, and the Orioles do not take advantage. 1 pitch later, Lopez escapes. Well, a couple of tough breaks behind Shane Baz today, Ben. This one first from Colton Cowser at center.
Yeah, Michael Harris led off the second inning with a single, what should have been a single, but Colton Cowser hits right in the heel of the glove, kicks away. Harris ends up at second, goes to third with a fly ball, and then a base hit scores him. And then with 2 out right here, Dylan Beavers did not get a great read on this ball. Took 1 step back, could have got the Orioles off the field without getting up and run. The ball falls in, so Dominic Smith, 2 singles, 2 RBIs for him. 1 earned run out of the 2.
Shane Baz coming off a start in Boston where he was really good. 6 strikeouts, no walks, 6 hits, 6 innings, 1 earned run, but 4 runs total. Now he did commit one of the errors leading to an unearned run.
And he was efficient too against the Red Sox. He only threw 77 pitches to get through 6 innings.
It's his lowest pitch count of the year. And that's scooped by Pete to avoid another potential error on the low throw by Gunnar. Jim Jarvis is retired. So Josh Walker's up. Shane Baz comes out though to get at least the first out of the 5th. Not another play to Pete Alonso's Gold Glove resume with that pick. Braves had the leadoff man on 3 of the first 4 innings, including Baldwin, who started the game with a single. Baz has been a pretty reliable innings eater for the Orioles this year. Leads them with 122 innings pitched. Has made it to the 5-inning mark every start but 2. 4 2/3 is his season low. And that pitch right around the corner, but again the Orioles are out of challenges. So it's 2-0, even though that pitch did catch the corner. And ball 3. That's interesting. Off the bat on 3-0. A foul ball and a 3-0 count to Baldwin, who certainly could have a full-on green light 3-0 with his kind of power.
Yeah, and the kind of year that he's having too.
Takes low for ball 4. The second walk of the game for Baz will bring up Ozzie Albies and bring out Craig Albertez. First time in his Orioles career, Shane Baz fails to complete 4 2/3, a season low 4 1/3. Only gave up the 2, but with a pitch count at 90 and the command wavering, Craig Albertez will start the bullpen carousel early and go to the lefty Josh Walker.
This pitching change brought to you by Jiffy Lube. What? A 15-minute oil change comes with tire inflation plus free vacuum perk. Jiffy does it all. Well, Shane Baz is out and Josh Walker is in, making his 6th appearance of the year. He's just worked 6 innings so far, giving up 5 hits, walked 2, and struck out 7. Opponent's hitting .217 off the left-hander, Walker.
8 days rest for Walker. And there's Craig Albernaz with his arm around Shane Baz. Only 2 runs, but it's the shortest start for Shane Baz as an Oriole. And he threw 32 2-strike pitches in the game, Ben, but only struck out 2. So the Braves really made him work those last couple of innings.
Yeah, we talked about the Braves. They just don't strike out much. They got some really good 2-strike approaches, and they'll serve the ball the other way. And Shane Baz just didn't have his A game. He didn't have his A control and his stuff as well to strike out some guys. This is a tough lineup to navigate through when you don't have your A game.
Albies better as a right-handed hitter, but you have a couple of lefties after that, Olson and Harris. 1-1 for Walker. Popped up by Albies, whose bat ends up in the middle of the infield, oddly released, and it's Taveras in right to make the catch. So big first out for Walker to get the 2nd of the inning. 33rd big league game, 6.21 career ERA. Mets in 23 and 24. Blue Jays last year. Has bounced around. In fact, the Orioles claimed him off waivers last August, lost him to Atlanta this offseason, November 13th, and got him back off waivers from the Braves December 10th. So he was in the Atlanta organization for a month, but never threw a pitch. And Matt Olson pops his first pitch up. Pete Alonso fighting the Sun Monster, and Pete's got it. Great job by Walker. He gets Albies and Olson to keep this a 2-0 game. The ultimate goal of an MLB fan, seeing it all. The MLB Journey to 30 sweepstakes presented by T-Mobile is the ultimate bucket list. Enter now for your chance to win trips to all 30 ballparks at MLB.com/Journey to 30 sweeps. And this is one of those signature ballparks in baseball, one of those baseball cathedrals. Oriole Park at Camden Yards. Hosts 29 and 26 at home this year and looking for a comeback to get win number 30.
Well, hopefully they can solve Ronaldo Lopez here.
This inning might be their last chance to do so. Strike to Chadwick Tromp. Lopez, since returning to the rotation, 5 innings, 3 starts in a row, 4 1/3 last time. This is usually about the end of the line for him. 1-1 to Trump, his former battery mate, who will be followed by the top of the order for a 3rd time, Beavers and Alonso. Ronaldo Lopez hasn't gone through the order a 3rd time much this year.
No, the most innings pitched as a starter is 6. Did that one time. Most pitches he's thrown this year is 96. He's at 72 right now.
That 6-inning start was his first of the year against Kansas City. Tromp fouls away a heater. He grounded into a double play. Ended a rally in the 2nd. Orioles had 2 on in the 1st with 2 out. Encarnacion Strand flat out. 2 on, 1 out in the 2nd. Tromp double play. 2 on, 2 out in the 4th. And Holiday flat out. So the only clean inning the 3rd. 3 other times the Orioles have had multiple runners on.
They've gotten the leadoff runner on 2 out of 4 so far.
That's
they
a strike.
2 out of 5.
To Trump. That's where Lopez has lived. That's 6 Ks in the game for Lopez, 1 off a season high.
He has just consistently peppered right down here, right at the bottom of the zone.
And again, not a lot of these 3rd time through the orders, but 3 for 19 against him when he has faced the order a 3rd time. Dylan Beavers 0 for 2. When you want to see the Orioles change this third time through?
I think you've got to hunt the fastball at the bottom of the zone. I mean, because that seems to be where he's throwing it. And we got a lot of strikeouts looking. He just does a good job of just mixing. And if you look at the target where the ball is thrown, he very rarely leaves it in the heart of the plate. Break ball when rocks to the outside part, that's where the ball's delivered. He goes inside, that's where it's delivered. Trying to get it away again. There it is, right out on the outside part. A little change up this time.
4 of the 6 strikeouts, Ben, have been looking on low fastball.
Yep.
So that is the pitch. Beavers has one of those to start the game. Fastball just off the corner. It's 3-1.
And it's almost like it's, we see a lot of guys with these high spin rate heaters that have that carry through the zone, and you'll see them steal some strikes at the bottom of the zone, but that's not Lopez. His spin rate is well below average, so it's not like it's hopping through the zone.
Fastball away, really well located for a 3-1 pitch, and Beavers slammed his bat down. He was frustrated. He swung at that. So Lopez retires the first 2. Braves get their bullpen going for the first time. Lefty Dylan Dodd, one of 4 left-handed relievers. Pete Alonso with a base hit.
Got a base hit on the breaking ball the first time up. Then he saw a steady diet of fastballs and struck out looking on a fastball. His second time up.
7 straight without an RBI is his longest streak since last September. And he muscles this ball only as far as medium range right center. It's a 1-2-3 5th. And a great start for Reynaldo Lopez, maintaining this 2-0 lead. And you can stream MASN Plus on your iOS and Android mobile devices or through Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Roku. Don't miss a pitch. MASN Plus monthly subscriptions are available for only $19.99 per month. Go to MASNsports.com or scan the QR code to get yours today. Josh Walker back out there for the 6th. Braves lead 2-0. Rubber game here at Camden Yards. Kevin Brown, Ben McDonald, Rob Long, and our wonderful MASN crew. Great to be with you all weekend. The Orioles will fly to Detroit after the game. What a big series that is. The Orioles 2 games back of the 3rd wild card. The Tigers 3 back. And so the Orioles and Tigers, with now 7 games before the deadline for the O's, are 2 teams that could buy, could sell, could do some combination, could stand pat in the next week, but both are losing today. Detroit down 3-0 in the 5th at home to Kansas City, and the Orioles 2-0 in the 6th here to Atlanta. Not much has happened on the trade market. One notable trade yesterday: Conley early, Red Sox lefty, to the Nats for infielder Curtis Mead. But it feels like the market's a little slow because a lot of teams are in this state of indecision.
Yeah, that's exactly where it is.
Win their next 6. If they lose their next 6, it changes everything either way.
The good news is the Orioles control their own destiny. It's about playing their own. We talked about their schedule. I mean, this is 57 games if you count this one. They only have 12 games against teams out of their last 57 that are really not in the playoff hunt right now. So they got a tough schedule ahead of them.
Walker got a foul tip, not caught. Still 2-2.
Walker can be deceiving. He's 6'6", so he's really long. If you look at his extension, I mean, you see the fastball in the gun, it's only 91, 92, 93, but because of 7 feet 3 inches of extension, man, it plays a little bit better than that.
Harris down the line and right, watching it toward the pole. That ball will land just outside of it, foul. Josh Walker's a grinder, man. It's a great story that he's even here. 4th big league year, 33rd game. This kid was a 37th round pick back in 2017. Harris to first, and Alonso is there. He dives into the bag to beat him.
Another polar bear plunge over at first base. Petey's doing it, man. He is playing some defense this year. I love his ready position. See how he hops, gets on the ball of his feet? And it's a foot race right there, and Petey slides in. That's a tough play and a good finish.
Second ground out to first for Harris, who's 1 for 3. Brings up Mauricio Dubon. Josh Walker went to South Florida, pretty good D1 school, transferred down to Division II New Haven, and was a little bit older when he was drafted, so again didn't go to the 37th round. Expected to go maybe a little bit higher than that, but almost made it all the way out of the draft, which is 40 rounds at the time. Picked by the Mets. Dubon gets under a ball to center field. And then Josh Walker, 2 years after he got drafted, 2019, he's driving his car to the spring training complex, and he got hit. Really hit head on by a driver. And he said it was a car accident that maybe didn't seem like it was going to end his season at the time, but he had these lingering nerve issues from the accident, and it limited him to just 2 games and 6 innings. He was just never right that year because of some nerve damage suffered in the car accident. This 2020 due to COVID, as that ball will land in front of Colton Cowser, decided to play it up.
Dominique Smith, man, 3 for 3 day.
2 RBI singles, and now another hit.
And another hit to the backside of the field. That's where all 3 of them have gone. 2 to left field and 1 out toward left center field.
That brings up Austin Riley with a double play and a walk. Riley with a dribbler over the mound 1 pitch later, and that's a great relief outing. 5 outs, 1 single against Josh Walker. Orioles needed that. The ultimate girls trip comes to Camden Yards Wednesday, August 19th, when the Orioles host the Yankees on Bravo night. Purchase a special ticket package, get a game ticket, and an exclusive Orioles-themed Bravo cap. Go to Orioles.com/ticket packages. Yankees, the 2nd place team in the American League East right now, 59-45. They're looking to sweep the Phillies tonight on Sunday Night Baseball. 2-0 Atlanta here. It's still Ronaldo Lopez. He has worked his way through 5 scoreless. He's just straight up pitched, Ben, hasn't he?
And in today's game, sometimes it's fun to see these guys pitch. They use control and command.
And so many frustrating Orioles swings. Gunnar Henderson, another one. I mean, we've seen bats thrown to the dugout, slammed into the ground, helmets slammed down, because he doesn't throw hard. His stuff doesn't have particularly notable movement, and yet he just keeps placing the ball where he wants to throw it.
And it's very frustrating for a hitter. It's what you call a comfortable 0 for 3. Because he's not going to blow you away with the fastball. You won't see great spin rates on the breaking balls.
Taylor Ward has the Orioles only hit in the last 3 1/3 innings. He's got 2 of the Orioles' 4 hits today. Alonso with a single, Ward with 2 singles, Cowser with a single. Holiday has a walk. That's it. No extra base hits.
Lopez is a perfect example of using your fastball to both sides of the plate. And you don't have to throw hard to do it to have success. And why fastball command is still so important in our game.
2 flyouts to center in 1-0 counts, and Lopez is an out away from his 2nd 6-inning start of the year. Last time he went 6 shutout, July 2024.
And this is a guy that's given up 9 earned runs in his last 2 starts coming in.
It was a game against the Phillies 2 years ago where he shut him out through 6. Outside to Christian Encarnacion Strand, another ball 1. CES is flied out twice to right field.
Anthony Nunez looks like he's going to be next.
Still Dylan Dodd up for Atlanta. Colton Cowser's on deck. This might be the last batter for Lopez either way. But if he gets Encarnacion Strand, he can walk off the mound with a 6-inning shutout in his pocket.
Threw 85 pitches each of his last 2 starts. Up to 88 now.
One-two for CES. Up the middle, that's a base knock. And Encarnacion Strand has his first hit of the game. The Orioles hitless in the last 9 batters, and Christian Encarnacion Strand compels a tying run to the plate.
Just a fastball, pretty much middle. He just hits it right back from whence he came. That might knock Ronaldo Lopez out of this game.
Walt Weiss trudges out to the mound. And he'll take the baseball from Lopez, bringing in Dylan Dodd. 5 2/3 scoreless. We'll see if the Orioles counter the lefty Dodd. Birdland Christian Faith Night after an earlier rainout rescheduled to Thursday, August 20th when the Orioles host the Yankees. Post-game player testimonials, guest speakers, and a live performance by Sorensen. Go to Orioles.com/ticket packages. Braves make their first move to the bullpen for Dylan Dodd, a lefty, and the Orioles counter with a righty. Tyler O'Neill pinch hits for Colton Cowser. Encarnacion Strand at first, 2 out, 2-0 game.
Dylan Dodd making his 27th appearance of the year. He's been good too. Look at the ERA, a shade over 2. 30 1/3. He has worked 34 strikeouts, only 9 walks, but the opponent's batting average outstanding at only 144.
Sinker cutter and a pop-up by O'Neill. Should do it, probably, and it will. Dubon is out there, so a pitch hit, fly out, and that'll end the 6th. Taking it back to the 90s, Friday, August 21st, Birdland Summer Music Series presented by CFG Bank, a live performance from Vanilla Ice, Tone Loc Tag Team, and Tretch. You can enjoy the show from your seat or upgrade to a field pass to get closer to the stage. Go to Orioles.com/tickets. Back to the Birds bullpen in the 7th. It's Anthony Nunez.
Nunez making his 37th appearance of the year. 41 and a third. He can strike you out. 42 strikeouts, 16 walks. Opponents hitting .226 off the right-hander. Nunez.
Tip of the cap to Josh Walker today. An inning and 2/3 he hit, nothing else. 15 pitches, 12 strikes, and he got through the Braves 2 through 7 hitters. Well, now Nunez on with 3 days of rest under his belt. Leody Taveras slides over to center, and Tyler O'Neill stays in the game in right. What do you think of Walker today in his short, successful outing?
There was a little breaking ball in there. And again, that fastball is kind of deceiving because of the extension that he has. But 5 important outs in the middle part of this ball game. Only allowed that 1 hit. Anthony Nunez with that big arm, man. Sweeper still leads the way for him. Still his best pitch. Opponents hitting 149 off that. But that fastball will tick up in the upper 90s.
Yastrzemski, Jarvis, and Baldwin, and Nunez is in part because he does well against lefties. I found this interesting, actually. The Orioles bullpen coming into today, the 4th fewest innings thrown by left-handed relievers this year. Now 87 innings thrown by lefty relievers with Walker today. As that just ate up Yastrzemski's bat.
Exploded.
So left on left has been an area we've talked about. You know, the Orioles have not had a ton of lefties this year. However, the Orioles bullpen, by opposing OPS, on base plus slugging, has allowed the 4th lowest OPS to left-handed batters in the majors. And the OPS against righties is 22nd best. So even though the Orioles haven't had a lot of lefties this year, they've had guys like Nunez and Rico Garcia, and they've actually been one of the best bullpens against lefty hitters. That's strange.
And those guys are so valuable too. That's what makes the value in a reliever, a guy that can get both-handed hitters out.
Well, a leadoff walk, not the way you want to start the outing here. Yastrzemski aboard for the first time. And the Braves are going to take him out of the game for a pinch runner. Eli White, a much better defender and a much better runner, one of the fastest runners in baseball. So Yastrzemski's day is done. He goes 0 for 2 with a walk. It was just 1 for 5, 3 strikeouts and a walk this series. So the Orioles pitch Yastrzemski well. But White will take over for him with the 9-hitter Jarvis at the plate. Encarnacion Strand is in from third, his left foot on the grass. Jarvis squares and bunts the ball foul.
Well, that's odd for the Braves right there. They only have 4 sacrifice bunts this year, the fewest in baseball. But Jarvis is one of the guys that will put it on the ground.
He has 1 of the 4. Tromp, who's now an Oriole, has another 1 of the 4 right behind him. And Tromp catches ball 1. You know how little the Braves bunt? Jorge Mateo doesn't even have a sac bunt. Although he does occasionally try to get sac bunts down and not succeed. There's Tony Mansolino next to Walt Weiss. A lot of the Oriole players caught up with Tony Mansolino before the games this series. He was, of course, the manager for mid-May on last year after the dismissal of Brandon Hyde. And the Orioles were a game over 500 with Tony Mansolino as manager. He went to Atlanta, initially announced as the third base coach. Jarvis lays down the bunt. Nunez will give way to Encarnacion Strand. He gets the out. White over to second. We talked to Tony before the game on Friday. He was going to Atlanta and said always that knew the bench coach thing was a possibility. Braves just wanted to get him on staff. A couple of days later made the bench coach move official, so was only their third base coach for a couple of days. And think about how many Orioles had Tony Mansolino either as their first manager or as a critical part of their career last year. He's really important in the development of a lot of these players.
Yeah, he was kind of in charge last year of the Orioles, of course, of the infield. And we know how much Kobe Mayo worked with Mancelino, Gunnar Henderson, Westberg, all the guys work. And Tony's a really good teacher, an old school teacher of the game of baseball in a lot of ways. And my favorite thing about Tony is he's an in-your-face. If you ask him a question, you better be prepared for the answer, because he's not going to shoot you any bull. He's going to be direct and honest with you.
Colton Cowser had a good relationship with Mancelino. We've seen them chatting a couple of times before games this series. First manager in the big leagues for Dylan Beavers, for Samuel Pasayo, for Jeremiah Jackson, among others. And he will be, this is probably not a stretch to say, he will be a full-on manager one day.
100%.
Not just an interim. The work he did last year and then the work he's done as bench coach for Atlanta, very well liked in the game. Drake Baldwin will take low. He did not go. Ball 3. And in the mix this offseason, but the Orioles very happy to get Craig Albernaz, who really was most sought-after first-year managerial candidate on the board. They're happy with their future and their direction. Mancelino happy with his direction. And a 3-1 pitch low to Drake Baldwin here. Second walk for Nunez in the inning. And the Braves have 2 on 1 out for Ozzie Albies. And we Tromp out for conversation. Interesting to see Tromp, who obviously does not hit a ton, start all 3 games of this series behind the plate. And the Orioles like the way he handles a pitching staff. So that's a big reason why Tromp has started even a day game after night game. They like the way he works with different pitchers, navigates and calls a game. And maybe too, Ben, part of it is knowing how to navigate a game against guys who were your teammates this year.
If anybody knows him, Chadwick Tromp does. And that might be a big part of the reason why he's caught all 3 games.
Wow, look at that whirling sweeper to a lefty, which is not typically when Nunez throws that pitch. Usually that's a killer pitch to righties. One and one, missed with a changeup.
Nunez is one of those guys, you look at his stuff, man, and his stuff is really, really good. The question is, can he put it all together? Still new to the big leagues, but it's in the tank for him.
So this is his 5th outing since coming back up. He's been pretty good. 7 innings, 2 runs.
That changeup's got a lot of movement. That one cut a little bit. Every now and then he gets around it, they cut sometimes. He'd like for it to fade down and away from the left-handers.
So the last changeup he threw, spin rate on that was nearly 1,500 RPMs. The previous one was 817. The kick change almost doesn't spin at all. So I wonder, did he intend to cut that? Because that's a huge, huge
big
difference. 2-2 for Albies. And looks like the same thing. He cuts the changeup again.
That was a hard one. That was an 89 too.
That's like the changeup he used to throw before going to this kick change grip last year.
I wonder if he's incorporating both of them. Yeah, that thing's got some weird spin.
Another 2-2 for Ozzie Albies. 0 for 3 today. And he struck him out on the sweeper.
My goodness. Anything turned like that, folks, it ought to have a blinker on it. That thing just exploded right to left. Look where Trump set up and look where that ball ends up. That's some serious spin rate right there.
That combination is just lethal. Only his second strikeout on a sweeper to a left-handed batter all year. And now Matt Olson's got to have no idea what's coming. First pitch fastball, 98. Olson a double and a run scored. Ooh, top shelf 97. That's where if Chadwick Tromp had a challenge, the count would be 0-2. Orioles have been out of challenges since the third. There's another heater. He is challenging Matt Olson.
Just letting it rip right now. Albert Suarez starting to get heated up. See, he goes to that breaking ball here. If he can throw that same breaking ball he threw Albies and kind of start it in the middle, have it break down and in and underneath the bat.
Can the Orioles get a nice little boost heading into the stretch? They could use it. Back to the kick change, 90. Usually that's the put away pitch to lefties. Today though we saw the sweeper to Albies. White and Baldwin the runners, 2-2. Got a piece of the changeup. A marathon inning here, 26 pitches. 5 batters faced. Walk, sacrifice, walk, strikeout. One of the league's deadliest hitters, Olson, ready for a 2-2. And he went back to the sweeper and it kicks away for a wild pitch, advancing White and Baldwin a base.
Big time sweeper, and it just gets away from Chadwick Tromp.
Actually hit the right leg of Sean Barber. So 3-2 for Olson. Michael Harris on deck. 2 outs, 2-0 Atlanta in the 7th. And he struck him out swinging at 99. Hello, Mr. Nunez. Winning is everything. And by the Law Tigers, Delmarva's motorcycle lawyers. Those were the scenes from last night's walk-off win. Dylan Beavers drove in Jackson Holiday to give the Orioles a 3-2 victory. The Orioles' 4th walk-off win of the year, and they need some more late-inning heroics tonight. 9 outs to play with, down 2-0. Kevin and Ben back here with you. It feels like it should be more than 2-0. Atlanta has dominated time of possession. They've had runners on. They've had long innings. They've had rallies, and yet Orioles are a bloop and a blast away from tying this.
Yeah, the Orioles pitchers have kept them there, especially talking about Josh Walker, and Nunez has kind of held it right there. The Orioles have not had many opportunities, only 3 opportunities with runners in score position. They're 0 for 3 right now, but it does feel like the Orioles are more behind than what they are, but just one good inning, couple good swings, and they can win this game.
Leody Taveras try to start a rally back. Jackson Holiday, Chadwick Tromp are the do-ups after that in a 2-0 game. And the lefty Dylan Dodd remains in for Atlanta. Leody's 0 for 2. Leody's first pitch swinging and pops it up. Eli White now in the game in right field, and he will make the catch. Well, that's been the story of the day. Orioles just putting the ball in the air with little force. The only ground out was the Chadwick Tromp double play ground out to end the 2nd. Every other out for Atlanta, a flyout or a strikeout, and the last 6 outs have been flyouts for Oriole batters.
What is it, 10 outs by flyouts for the Orioles so far?
19 outs in the game, only 2 on the ground. Here's Holiday, who has one of those flyouts plus a walk. He takes a knee-high strike 1 from Dylan Dodd. 5 2/3, 5 hits, 1 walk, 6 strikeouts for Reynaldo Lopez. Dodd, a couple of days rest. The Braves' second best lefty reliever behind Dylan Lee. And that cutter went straight down. Bounced away from Drake Baldwin, 2-1. At-bats have been good for Jackson in the series. 3 for 7 now, 2 walks and a double, as he works his way back into what essentially would be midseason form for Kent after the late start to the year. Holiday checks his swing on a cutter. That'll be challenged. It wasn't a swing.
Atlanta is challenging the ball call.
But it sure looked like it will be a strike. ABS powered by T-Mobile. It's 2-2.
Atlanta will have 2 remaining.
Braves are 2 for 2 today in ABS challenges. Left on left, Dodd and Holiday. Ground ball to first, only the second ground out of the game. Matt Olson, who's had nothing to do, has the put out. Does it tell you anything, or is it just one day coincidence that there have been so many flyouts and pop-outs?
It don't really tell. I mean, it's not like the Braves pitchers have pitched up in the zone with the fastball.
Kind of the weird thing,
that's the weird thing about it. I mean, most of the fastballs, especially by Lopez, was down in the zone. So it's kind of odd. The Orioles have gotten underneath the ball a lot. I mean, we see a lot of flyouts when you get those pitchers with those high spin rates and they attack at the top of the zone, but that's not been the case today.
Check swing foul by Trump. Albert Suarez is still up for the Orioles. Looks like he'll have the 8th unless something changes. Ground ball to shortstop, so how about that? 1 ground out in the game and then 2 back-to-back batters. And a 1-2-3 7th for Dodd. Still 2-0.
Well, to the 8th we go. Orioles down 2-0 to the Braves. Orioles return to their 3rd reliever of the day in the way of Albert Suarez. Suarez making his 17th appearance. He's been good. 3.54 ERA, 40 2/3. Opponents hitting .235 off the big right-hander. Suarez. 4-pitch mix. 4-seam fastball leads the way about 53% of the time. And you got the cutter, changeup, and curveball.
Do you remember the last time you said now it's time for Albert Suarez?
It's been a while.
Took Odysseus about as long to return to Ithaca as it has taken Albert Suarez to return to a game. He is on 17 days rest. He last pitched Wednesday, July 8th against the Cubs. And in that game, he threw 1 inning on 7 days rest. So after 17 days off, Michael Harris puts his first pitch in play, and it's an out to center field.
So you're trying to say he's well rested?
He's good enough to take this game to the 14th, I think, is what I'm saying.
That's hard to do too, man. I mean, you can throw all the bullpens you want to throw, but you can't create that adrenaline flow.
And he has been. I talked to him.
Yeah, if
yesterday.
anybody can, he can, though. I mean, he's a veteran guy that's been around, been in a lot of different roles, starter, middle guy, back end of the bullpen, does a little bit of everything for the Orioles.
Didn't really have secrets, just said he has thrown a couple of bullpens. He's the kind of guy who just knows how to stay ready and keep himself in shape.
It's almost like those veteran pinch hitters that sit there on the bench all day long, and then all of a sudden they get up in the 7th or the 8th inning and have to take an at-bat and give you a quality at-bat. That's Albert Suarez from the pitching side.
1-1 to Mauricio Dubon. I mean, Suarez has been on the roster the entire month of July. It's July the 26th. He's thrown 1 1/3 innings. And it's partly because the Orioles have pitched so well.
Yeah, I mean, they hadn't needed him in his role because the starters have been giving some length. They've been really good.
Now, he deserved a little time off. June 28th, he went 3 innings against the Nats. 2 days later, went 3 innings against the White Sox. He was the first Oriole to throw 3 innings or more twice in 3 days since Arthur Rhodes in '98. And he walks to Bond here. 5th walk of the game for Atlanta. But there's time off, and then there's this. Oh, the O's just haven't been blown out in July. You mentioned they're going to end July with a winning record, 12-6. Even if they lost out, they'd finished 12-11 in the month. But even the 6 losses in July, by 1, by 3, by 2, by 1, by 3, by 1. So they have literally not been blown out since the last day of June against the White Sox, and that's the second to last time Albert Suarez pitched.
Right. And it's been because the pitching has held them there, and the pitching has given them a chance a lot the last six weeks plus, I would say.
In July, the Orioles have a .283 team ERA. Now they're only hitting .239 as a team in July, but still the pitching has led them to this 12-6 month and has led them back into the postseason mix.
Dylan Lee, the left-hander, getting heated up in that Braves bullpen.
Well, Suarez, who again has not pitched in 18 days, is having some command issues. Walked Dubon, and now it's 2-0. Smith with 3 singles today, all to the backside. And this is a backside fly ball. It's a race to get it. It'll be Beavers in foul ground, and he makes the play. Anthony Nunez, an inning, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts, 28 pitches, 14 strikes, and a little individual milestone. That last pitch to Matt Olson, 99.0 miles per hour, is the fastest pitch of Anthony's major league career.
And I'm talking about placed perfectly, too, to strike out Olson just a little bit up and in after a lot of off-speed pitches away. Did have 2 walks, but navigated through it.
There's Austin Riley, who's 0 for 2 with a walk. And the Orioles have attacked him this series with breaking balls. Riley is 2 for 10 in this series with 3 strikeouts. And against breaking balls, he is hitless. Now 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts on breaking balls in the series, including the 3 strikeouts yesterday against Brandon Young and the double play ground ball off of Shane Baz curveball today. Riley fouls it away. Dubon was on the run. In Detroit, the Tigers, we mentioned earlier, they were down 3-0 in the 5th. They have rallied to take a 4-3 lead against Kansas City. Tigers, the Orioles' next opponent. And Detroit is 1 game back of the Orioles in the standings. Right now, at the moment, with the Cleveland loss today, the Orioles 2 back in the wild card of the 3rd wild card. Detroit 3 back. Down and out to Riley. So there are 5 teams between 1.5 to 3 games back of Cleveland and wild card. Minnesota, Houston, Seattle, Baltimore, and Detroit, all within 3 of Cleveland. The Red Sox have pulled ahead. They're a half game up on the Guardians into the day. And a strikeout of Riley keeps this a 2-run game. Oriole bullpen's been awesome. Beavers will lead it off. The Polar Bear and Gunnar Henderson to follow that.
How about a run? Just 1 run.
You ain't gotta ask, you already know.
Beavers right side. Get through. These hits. Leave it to Beavers. The Orioles walk off the Braves. Last night's walk-off winner will try to start a rally in the 8th in a double Dylan matchup. Dylan Dodd out, Dylan Lee in to face Dylan Beavers with a 2-0 Atlanta lead and 6 outs left for the Birds bats.
How about 2 or maybe 3 runs? We don't need 1 now. We need more than that. But it's going to be tough against Dylan Lee. He is one of the best the Braves have down in that bullpen. Look at the numbers. 2.12 ERA, making his 49th appearance, and boy, he can strike you out. 59 strikeouts in 46 2/3.
He's going to get Beavers, Alonso, and Henderson. Dodd a perfect inning in a 3rd. Dylan Lee, though, has been a little rockier of late. And the Orioles just 2 nights ago scored 3 runs, 2 earned off him in the 10th. July 2nd gave up 3 earned runs in a 3rd of an inning against St. Louis. From that point on, his last 9 games, 8 2/3, 9 hits, 8 runs, 7 earned. It's a 7.27 ERA in that stretch.
He's been good, though. I mean, he's got a 3-pitch mix. Slider leads the way, 4-seam fastball, changeup, and all of the opponent's batting averages on those 3 pitches start with a 1. That's how good he has been.
Downstairs to Beavers, it's 3-1. Lee on Friday night did not face Beavers, Alonso, or Henderson. Got the middle and bottom of the order. So seeing these 3 for the first time in the series, the Braves would like to turn it to their closer, Raisel Iglesias, in the 9th. Orioles have only been shut out once this year, trying to rally. 3-2.
Big pitch here.
It's a soft ground ball to Olsen. It's a pitch won by Lee as Beavers went speeding down the line and nearly crashed into Olsen. Right on the edge of the zone. So
Don't Cadillac
like
it, Matty.
Swing.
If you Cadillac it, you might get run over.
You don't want to get run over by 6'5" Dylan Beavers.
Running about 30 miles an hour, it looked like, down the line, too.
Pete did hit a homer off Dylan Lee a year ago. Went to the opposite field. 3 for 10 with a home run career. All those Mets-Braves matchups. Playing his 521st consecutive game. The 2 longest active games played streaks.
Got to get Petey on base.
Today.
Got to get Alonso on base for Gunnar Henderson.
Now the Braves have pitched him well.
Yeah, Gunner's had a good series against the Red Sox against the left-handed pitching.
He 3 for 12, a double.
There you go.
That ball's absolutely crushed out of a cannon into the seats. A whale of a wallop from Pete Alonso, who takes Dylan Lee deep for the 2nd consecutive year. The Orioles will not be shut out, and they will not go down quietly. It's a 1-run game.
That's what you call another polar vortex right there. His 22nd long ball. And he got him an RBI, KB, so that streak is over, too. 67 RBIs on the year, and the Orioles have drawn within 1. That one was absolutely torched. 110 off the bat.
Gunnar trying to answer on a slider, feet outside.
This is
the
what,
0-2
yeah,
swing.
that's what you call a collision right there. Just a breaking ball that worked right back into the barrel of the polar bear, and that was what you call a no-doubter.
Poke to short, gotta hurry. Jarvis gets it there in time. Henderson is 0 for 4. Pete's 17th career homer in an 0-2 count. Actually, his 3rd home run in an 0-2 count this year. And one of his most impressive swings. So Ward now the tying run. He grounds a slider foul, and the Orioles Homer off Lee for a second straight game. Encarnacion Strand did it on Friday, and he is the on-deck hitter. Oh, 1 to Ward. That's high for ball 1. And the closer Iglesias is getting ready now. Orioles had only been shut out once this year, June 18th at Seattle. They are the only major league team not to be shut out multiple times this season. A 1-2 for Ward. That went right back to Lee. He was his own ball retriever there in the backyard. Pitch into yourself, that would have been brilliant.
Right off the bricks and right back to him. Almost hit the bull.
And off the corner, it's ball 3 now to Taylor Ward, who has 2 hits. Ward is the tying run. Encarnacion Strand behind him, the go-ahead run. An 8th inning rally by the Orioles on the Alonso home run. And Ward will try to keep it going. A payoff pitch from Lee. It's fouled away.
A little extra there from Dylan Lee at 96.
A heart of the plate heater. And a souvenir on Kids Hawaiian Shirt Day, giveaway and the baseball. Here's the 7th pitch to Ward. He struck him out. Now the Orioles pull within 1 on the Pete Alonso home run.
Wow, the polar bear. This is what you call getting every stitch of one right there, folks. Pete Alonso's 22nd long ball, his 67th RBI. The Orioles cut the lead in half, down 1 as we go to the 9th.
Tune in tomorrow at 6 to O's Extra pregame, presented by Bet365. The Orioles and the Detroit Tigers, a critical series between 2 wild-card contenders. The matchup, Kyle Bradish and Kader Montero. First pitch scheduled for 6:40, will be on the air at 6. How about the Wednesday matchup?
Love
Trevor
it.
Rogers and Tarek Skubal.
Can't wait for that one.
Wonder, could it be the final start in those teams' uniforms for Rogers and Skubal? Both free agents to be. Obviously, the Orioles would very much like to keep Rogers. He'd like to stay here. The Tigers would like to make a run with Skubal. What will things look like in the playoff picture by Wednesday? Albert Suarez stays in a 1-run game. He's got to keep it here. Eli White, first step out of the game. White in a 2-1 count. Jim Jarvis, then Drake Baldwin. Andrew Kittredge was warming up, but for an Oriole bullpen that's down a couple of relievers, Suarez will stay in there as the long man in a 1-run game. And he gets a strike on White. Suarez pitched a scoreless 8th, and the 3 maybe lowest leverage relievers right now for the Orioles, Walker, Nunez, and Suarez, have been tremendous. White ground ball to third. A retreating Encarnacion Strand had no chance. Eli White, one of the fastest runners in baseball, was always going to beat it out, and he has an infield hit.
Yeah, CES did all he could do with that. When he had to retreat, it was going to make the play really, really tough. He has to back up right there, but quickly in the glove and over towards first base. But Eli White, man, he can get down the line.
Baltimore chosen the safe.
Actually, that was a lot closer than I thought. He may be out.
Is he really potentially out?
I think he is out. What a play on both ends. CES and the polar bear reaching out there all he could. The ball's in the glove. He's out.
I am floored. What a play that is. Does that look like as easy a hit for White as possible with his speed? And he's out.
I can't imagine if Pete Alonso keeps playing defense like he's playing, he's not going to win his first Gold Glove.
Oh.
I mean, he has been so good over there this year.
Hyundai Manager's Challenge, the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Deals so right it almost feels wrong.
After review, the call on the field's overturned. The runner's out.
Wow.
Baltimore will retain their challenge.
A call's so right, it almost feels wrong. That is an incredible stretch and pick by Pete Alonso. An amazing job to get the ball out of the glove by Encarnacion Strand. And
that was
a pretty
well
extraordinary first out in this inning.
Well done on both ends. That's huge, too, to get the first out of the inning. First batter gets out. Chance of the team scoring from there goes way down.
I just want to put some context on it. People are wondering, okay, how fast is Eli White really? He's the 4th fastest player in baseball this year by average sprint speed. He's ahead of Bobby Witt Jr. So that's how precise Encarnacion Strand and Alonso had to be.
Yeah. Well, you could tell the way CES got the ball out of his glove. He knew. And when he backed up, I thought, oh, my gosh.
So an enormous out, because you know Jarvis would have tried to bunt again to put him at second for Baldwin and
White would have probably just stole the base outright.
You're right.
And bunted him to third. Because Suarez takes a little time to unwind and get the ball to home plate.
Either way, he likely would have found his way into scoring position, and now he's in bench position, and it's 2-1. CES, by the way, who made that terrific play, is going to lead off in the bottom of the 9th. Three and 1 to Jarvis.
Suarez got a little extra velocity today. Typically that fastball is about 93.5, but he's been 95, 96 it feels like with most of his fastballs today.
Hey, if you were on 4 months rest, wouldn't you have extra?
You'd have a little
velocity?
extra too, maybe.
Outside ball 4, so the Braves do get a base runner with Jarvis. Their 6th walk. Only 5 strikeouts. They've walked 6 times. So the Orioles have made so many big pitches to keep them at 2. But now Jarvis is on for the top of the order.
And the Braves typically don't walk a lot. I mean, they're the 5th fewest walks in baseball.
Jarvis runs pretty well, too. He does not have a big league steal, but he is an above average run.
Yeah.
Baldwin has not been retired today. 2 hits, 2 walks.
Suarez, a little slide step right there just to show Jarvis.
All quiet in the Oriole bullpen. Big Al in a big moment.
Jarvis looks like he's willing to run, man.
In AAA, Jarvis stole 32 this year. 32 out of 40. Hasn't gone yet in the big leagues. Not going here. Baldwin late on a fastball. On base 6 times in the series, had the tying home run in the 8th on Friday off a changeup. And Baldwin swings and misses. What a big strikeout for Albert Suarez.
Big time hook right there. This ball stayed in the zone a long time, and it felt like the last 4 or 5 feet it just goes straight down and just underneath the bat of Drake Baldwin, and a huge second out for Albert Suarez and the Orioles.
And now you got to get Ozzie Albies. You do not want to see Matt Olson here in the 9th. Albies swinging away at the same pitch. Josh Walker in inning and 2/3 scoreless. Anthony Nunez in inning scoreless. Albert Suarez trying to finish off 2 scoreless. The bullpen has lifted the Orioles today. A short start by Shane Baz. Not a disastrous start. Only gave up 2. But went a season low 4 1/3.
And only one of which was earned.
Right.
Pitch count just got up.
And that unearned run a difference right now. 1-1 for Albies. Just a check swing. It's 2-1. Orioles have not used Wells, Kittredge, Cano, Garcia, or Wolfram, and they still have thrown 4 1/3 scoreless out of the bullpen, looking for one more out. In the bottom of the 9th, it'll be Encarnacion Strand to lead off, then O'Neill, Taveras, and if anybody gets on, Jackson Holiday against Raisel Iglesias. That's upstairs, and it's 3-1 to Ozzie Albies. Big pitch here. Got a strike.
I mean, right at the top of the zone, too. Fastball up and in. Feels like either that breaking ball or that changeup here.
"3-2. Ground ball, second base. Jackson Holiday got him at first. Holiday due up fourth in the bottom of the 9th. CES will lead it off in a 1-run game. Nissan pitchcast. Pete Alonso made this a 1-run game in the 8th.
Got him a little hanging breaking ball working right back into his barrel, and you talk about touching one there. Oriole bullpen has done its thing. 4 2/3 shutout baseball. Pete Alonso swing cut the lead in half. The Orioles just 1 run down going in their final at bat. They got a tough customer here, though. Raisel Iglesias making his 36th appearance. 21 for 22 in save opportunities. 36 innings of work so far. Opponents hitting just .237 off the right-hander Iglesias. Fastball is going to average 95. He'll use it about 41% of the time. Really good changeup and a slider as well.
And nearly a hit by pitch. Christian Encarnacion Strand facing Iglesias for the first time. Almost took one in the gut.
Iglesias normally really good control. Only 7 walks in his 36 innings of work so far.
That's low, and it's ball 2. Well, Raisel Iglesias, his only blown save of the year, July 6th against the Mets. He's been a little shaky since then, though. His 2-0 is inside. It's 3-0 for Encarnacion Strand. O'Neill is on deck, then Taveras. Holiday would follow. The 3-0 pitch. Right down the middle. Christian Encarnacion Strand has a franchise record 9 RBIs through his first 6 Orioles games. And he rips his fastball to the net for strike 2.
Iglesias is tough, though, man. He'll drop an arm slot on you. 2 and a 4-seam fastball. Throws about a little over 60% fastballs combined.
Gets so many swings outside the zone. 3-2 here. He does not get a swing outside the zone. Encarnacion Strand works a walk. The Orioles have the tying run on with nobody out, and the winning run coming to the plate. It's Tyler O'Neill, whose last walk-off was against the Orioles 2 years ago. And the Orioles will bring in a pinch runner, Kobe Mayo, in for Encarnacion Strand at first. Little bit of a speed upgrade. Mayo, who is an above average runner, now the tying run. And ball 1 to O'Neill. And while Mayo's a great pinch hit option against lefties, you don't have to worry about that right now. So he is useful in this role. 1-0 for O'Neill. That is outside, ball 2.
Boy, patiently aggressive here if you're Tyler O'Neill. 2-0 count. You were hunting something middle, you can do damage on.
Grounds the ball foul. It was inside. Would have been ball 3. A little too aggressive. Only the 8th walk in 36 innings against Iglesias to start the inning. A surprising lack of command early. Ground ball to third, foul. It's 2-2.
Right on right, change up there. All right, if you're O'Neill here, it's about protect mode here. Just trying to put a ball in play, a ton of room to the right side, and I mean a ton of room. Olsen's having to hold Mayo on at first. Albie swung over.
A swing and a miss got him with a dive-bombing changeup. And Iglesias fights back from 2-0 for the first out in the ninth. Raisel Iglesias has 3 career saves against the Orioles in 4 tries. One memorable blown save in this park 4 years ago, but he could get the save here. No! No! It sneaks through the legs of Albies. Mayo will go to third.
Wow. And I mean, finally, the Orioles catch a break here.
Leody Taveras, it seemed, was about to ground into a game-ending double play, but the baseball gods and Ozzie Albies had other ideas.
Ball just stayed down on Albies, typically a really good defender. This could have been a 4-6-3 game-ending double play, but I mean right through the legs it went, and because Kobe Mayo was running hard, he turns the corner. See how his head came up? Watch his chin. Chin comes up just enough, and when the head comes up, guess what else comes up? The glove does too.
Jackson Holliday could tie or win it. Holliday to second. Albies a diving play. He gets the out at first, but Mayo comes in, and the Orioles tie the game in the ninth. Wow. Holliday with a game-tying RBI after he scored the game-winning run in the ninth yesterday. It was a great play by Albies, a little redemption, but the Orioles have tied it for the first time since Atlanta took the lead in the second inning.
That was well done all the way around. Jackson Holliday figured out a way to get that run home. Albies let the ball before that go between his legs, but he makes an outstanding play right there to collect the out. But the Orioles have tied it up, and we are all new again.
For a second, it looked just like that Dylan Beavers walk-off yesterday. Albies, though, who is a tremendous defender, got sweet redemption one pitch later.
Yes,
may have saved the game, but only saved it for now.
Well, how about this? Jeremiah Jackson's going to pinch hit right here. How about he just go ahead and get a base hit and win this thing?
How about Jeremiah as a pinch hitter this year? He's knocked in 7 runs in a pinch hit role. And the Orioles are a hit away from back-to-back walk-offs. Folks are wondering, by the way, the Raisel Iglesias blown save here 4 years ago. 3-run ninth inning, Trey Mancini walk-off, part of the Orioles' 10-game win streak. That was in that magical run in July of 2022. When the Orioles turned their season around, winning 10 in a row. They got 4 straight hits off Iglesias with 2 outs. They need 1 more hit here. Swing and a miss by Jackson. It's 1-2.
That changeup is filthy. Orioles 0 for 4, runners in score position. 1 for 5 would win the ball game.
A winning run at second, Taveras. Iglesias 1-2. A little chopper, and it'll be out of play, but what a job to just get a piece by JJ. Only the 2nd blown save of the year for Raisel Iglesias. The Ozzie Albies error, the critical mistake in the inning, though there was a leadoff walk. Here's a 1-2. Jackson ground ball to shortstop. Jarvis over to first. The Orioles tie it Iglesias' second blown save of the year. The O's get an unearned run and send this game to extras. We have free baseball today at Camden Yards. Appropriate way to end this series, isn't it? A one-run win for the Braves in extras Friday, a walk-off one-run win for the Orioles yesterday, and more late-inning drama, Ben McDonald, as the Orioles tie it in the ninth.
3 games now, these teams have scored exactly the same amount of runs and nearly the same amount of hits in 3 games as well. As Tyler Wells making his 41st appearance of the year, he has been good. Opponent's hitting .214 off of him. You see the ERA at 2.88. Mayo stays in the game, goes over to third base.
And the automatic runner at second is Ozzie Albies. Wells is in to a heck of a spot. Runner at second, heart of the order, Olson, Harris, Dubon. That's a good start. A strike on Matt Olson for Wells, who struck out 2 in a scoreless ninth on Friday. The Orioles do get a challenge back now that they're in extras, so they have a challenge to use for the first time since the third, and they've got a new catcher to try and use those. Sam Huff into the 9th spot after Jackson pitch hit for Trump. And by the way, credit to Kobe Mayo, who's now in the game at third. He goes first to third on that ground ball through the wickets of Albies as a pinch runner. That sets up the game tying ground out from Holiday. Orioles scored without a hit in the ninth. 2-1 to Olson is low for ball 3. Now the Orioles in extra innings for the second time this series, 9th of the year. They're 3-5 in extras. Atlanta got 4 in the 10th on Friday, and Matt Olson drove in 3 of them with a home run in that 10th inning. He will take just off the corner, according to Sean Barber. Not challenged by Huff. It's ball 4, and that puts 2 Braves on with nobody out. Here's Michael Harris, who struck out against Wells on a curveball in the 9th inning Friday. It's the first strikeout for Tyler on a curveball in 2 years. Starts him with a low changeup. Wells has struggled a little bit in extras this year. 7 1/3, 6 runs with 3 earned in his extra inning games. This is the 7th time he's pitched in the Orioles' 9 extra inning games. And his job, limit the Braves to 1 at the most.
Can he get a ground ball? A ground ball would be big here.
Two and 1. Tyler, of course, is not typically a ground ball pitcher, and the Braves have hit into the fewest ground ball double plays in the majors, only 45. They have hit into one today with Riley. Here's a 2-1 pitch. Harris pops it out of play.
Feels like Tyler Wells is throwing that cutter more and more. And he likes it to the left-handers at the top shelf, too. He gets some swings and misses up there with that cutter.
Let's see if he goes back to it on 2-2. Albies and Olson aboard. Nobody out in the 10th. High changeup instead, overshot it. Just 3 runs, 22 2/3 innings since June the 4th for Wells. He's been tremendous, but this is a big time jam. A 3-2 pitch. Harris pops it up, and that will be the first out on an infield fly.
Wow, changeup too, wasn't it? Took a little bit off and got him out in front.
Hey, we see Tyler Wells through that changeup 2-2, and we've seen that. He often does follow it up on 3-2.
Yeah. That's kind of been the rule of thumb a long time. Whatever you throw 2-2 and you just miss with it, you got a pretty good feel for it. A lot of guys will back it up, whatever that pitch was, and throw it 3-2.
Mauricio Dubon now, double play candidate in a team that doesn't hit into many. Dubon, first pitch swinging with another pop-up. Pete Alonso camped underneath. Out number 2.
Come on now, T. Wells. One more, buddy.
Got to get through the big brave of the day.
Dominique Smith has had himself a day, that's for sure. And we have seen where he likes the ball, KB. He likes it middle away. He likes to serve it to the backside of the field.
RBI singles in the 2nd and 4th, both of Atlanta's runs. Albies and Olsen aboard. 2 on, 2 out. 2-2 in the 10th. It's a strike with a cutter. Oriole 10th inning. Be the guys you want to see. Dylan Beavers to lead off. Pete Alonso to follow. And then Gunnar Henderson if it goes past that. 0-1. In the dirt. Sam Huff will be the automatic runner, so the Orioles don't have a chance to get great speed at second, but they'll get Beavers, who had the walk-off hit yesterday, to lead it off. And then Alonso, who's homered today, would follow. 1-1 from Wells to Smith. Popped him up foul. It's 1-2. This roar will reverberate for a long way if Tyler can get one more strike here. Smith, fly ball, left of center. Tavares has it.
How about T. Wells showing a little emotion right there? Big time effort by Tyler Wells. Orioles a chance to walk it off in the bottom of the 10th.
Normally the sequel's not as good as the original, but this would be an exception. Dylan Beavers, walk-off hero a night ago, leads off in the bottom of the 10th, and he squares to bunt against a lefty in Danny Young, and he takes the pitch way inside. Sam Huff is the runner at second, and Beavers trying to get him to third for Pete Alonso against the third Braves lefty reliever Danny Young. Beavers squares again, takes outside, and you wonder, will the bunt stay on now in a 2-0 count?
I would think so. Danny Young making his 10th appearance. He's been good in a sample size, though. 2.70 ERA. Opponent's batting average better than average.
Beavers squares and bunts it foul. Not a lot of left-on-left at-bats for Dylan Beavers. That's the calculus here. Obviously, Huff does not run well. He is a catcher. And he is one of the slower players in baseball, but
important for him to get a good jump, because Matt Olson's crashing hard at first base. If it's running hard back to him, he might try to get the out over at third base.
He's trying to get him to third for Pete. And Young will spin and look at second. Looked like Beavers was running the hands up to bunt again.
Well, it makes sense. I mean, if you look at Beavers, what he's hit off lefties this year, he's hitting 208 coming in off of lefties.
Olsen crashing again. It's 2-1. Ball is outside from Young. Now do you keep it on one pitch from a walk? It was on 2-0.
If you trust Dylan Beavers to only bunt a strike, I say you keep it on.
3-1 to Dylan. Walk-off single yesterday. Squares, inside. And that's ball 4 on a wild pitch. Didn't hit the bat, didn't hit him. So Huff gets to third on a wild pitch by Young. And now will the Braves even let Pete Alonso hit, or will they just walk him to load the bases for Gunnar Henderson?
I would not think they're going to let him hit. I thought for a second this ball hit the bat, but it didn't. It went off of the glove of Baldwin. Yeah, Petey's going to walk.
Sean Barber had to push him toward first base. Walt Weiss will come to the mound now, and I think Walt has a glove in his hand. Mauricio Dubon's going to come in from left, and Atlanta will go to a 5-man infield. It's a good idea, especially when you have Dubon, who is a 2-time utility Gold Glove winner. And the only question, where will they stick Mauricio Dubon on the infield?
Well, you would think they're going to stack as many as they can on the pull side.
Well, there's Gunnar Henderson. And Gunnar Henderson's played now in 602 Oriole games. He's done about everything you can do early in a career with the Orioles. His list of accolades for a 25-year-old is awfully high, but he has never delivered a big league walk-off. He's had chances this year.
Say it again.
He has
he ever done it ever before?
A major league walk-off.
Like never?
Never. Not once.
All right.
Dubon, it looks like, is right up the middle behind the mound. So 5-man infield. Harris and White in the outfield. The pitch is inside from Danny Young.
Danny Young spraying it right now. In time for Gunnar just to be patiently aggressive here and hunt something in the middle of the zone and have a good swing.
The 1-0 pitch is in there for a strike. Harris has only an okay arm, very shallow left center. White has a strong arm in right center. Up the runner at third. Ground ball foul by Gunnar, and it's 1-2. If he fails to reach, Taylor Ward would be next in line. Bases loaded, nobody out. Orioles 1 base away from back-to-back walk-off wins. Right side caught, double play. Unreal. Olsen right on the bag, and the Orioles will of course check to see if Pete got the hand in there. They'll challenge. They will challenge the second out. It's called a double play on the field.
You have
Baltimore is
got to be
challenging the out call at first base.
Mauricio Dubon's going back to left field after this. It's 1 out for sure.
Oh man, that's so close. Wait a minute now.
Frame by frame here. Is he safe right there?
He looks like he's got the top part of his fingers on the bag right there. And I don't think the foot is all the way down.
I just don't know if that's going to be enough to overturn the out call. And that may hurt the Orioles. Hyundai manager's challenge here. I mean, it could be the whole ball game here. It's bases loaded, 1 out, or it's second and third, 2 outs. Obviously, Ward could still come through, but you lose the chance of a productive out.
I think that's the question. It feels like one of those calls. If the call's made either way, it's the correct call. But there may be enough here to overturn this one.
After review, the call in the field stands. The runner's out.
Man.
Baltimore will lose their challenge.
Man, oh man, oh man. And again, this is the sort of thing that usually happens. It looked like Pete was safe, but it's a little grainy, and you can argue maybe one of the spikes of the cleat grazed the base. So Walt Weiss is now going to make a pitching change and bring in Tyler Kinley, the right-hander, to face Taylor Ward. Preposterous goings on in the 10th. Bases loaded, nobody out. Turns into second and third, 2 out by a sliver. Pete Alonso called out, diving back into first on this line drive double play.
Yeah, and Pete didn't anything wrong right there. This ball's hooking back toward Matt Olson, hooking back toward the bag, and he just grabbed it and stepped on the bag all in one motion. And give Gunnar Henderson credit. He hit it on the button, and unfortunately right to the first baseman, Matt Olson. Now it's time for Tyler Kinley, making his 43rd appearance of the year. 36 innings of work, 37 strikeouts. His opponent's hitting .239 off the right-hander, Kinley.
Throws a lot of sliders. Let's see if Taylor Ward gets one to start. Huff at third, the only run that matters. And it is a slider for a strike. Only one wild pitch if you're thinking about one of those sliders getting away.
Slider by far has been his best pitch, too.
2 hits today for Ward. Well, Taylor Ward had a chance to walk off a win in the 9th inning on Friday. He was ahead 3-0 against Eliezer Hernandez with the bases loaded, 2 outs. Got 3 straight strikes, grounded the third, one of them to third. Base hit wins it here. 1-1. Outside with another slider. There is a base open, and the on-deck hitter is Kobe Mayo. We'll see if Kinley wants to attack Ward here or go into the matchup with Mayo. 2-1 pitch. Way inside. Obviously, Mayo crushes lefties, struggles against righties. So how careful will Kinley be on 3-1 with the base open? Ward in the air to shallow right field. Olson, the first baseman, sends the game to the 11th. Some way, somehow, we remain tied. So you like extra innings, they say. How about another? Braves leave 2. Orioles leave 2. Though they had the bases loaded, nobody out, and Andrew Kittredge takes over in the 11th.
Kittredge making his 34th appearance of the year. ERA has been coming down for a while. 3.77, 28 2/3. He has worked so far. 27 strikeouts, only 7 walks. And opponent's hitting .263 off the right-hander. Kittredge, sinker slider guy, loves that 2-seamer down and in. More of an east to west type pitcher. Jorge Mateo is the extra runner out at second base.
He's in there for the DH, Dominic Smith. Tyler Wells an inning, a walk, 3 outs in the air, got through the 10th unscathed. Now Kittredge, who took the loss Friday night, on in the 11th to face Austin Riley. Remember, the Orioles have really beaten Riley with breaking balls this series. He gets a slider to start. Kittredge gave up 4 runs, though none of them earned on Friday night. He was really hurt by a Jackson Holiday error in the middle of that inning. Riley, White, Jarvis, the do-up, 7, 8, 9, and Riley to the right side has a base hit, and Atlanta will take the lead. That'll be an extra base hit, splitting the outfielders, keeping a runner in scoring position for the Braves. And after the turbo boost of getting out of the bases loaded, none out jam, the Braves rocket in front in the 11th.
Austin Riley just kind of goes out there, and that 2-seamer. See that seamer, late movement, it works right back into the barrel, and he just powered it. That ball was hit with some authority, too. As they got in between Tyler O'Neill and Taveras, so a RBI double.
And Brewer Hicklin will pinch it in the 11th. This is the 2nd straight game that Hicklin has pinch hit for White, who had entered the game for Yastrzemski. All in the 8th spot. Orioles expect a pinch bunt. That's not going to happen. So now Kittredge has to hold Atlanta to 1. It's the first run against the Oriole bullpen. Of course, it is not earned. Oriole bullpen today of Walker, Nunez, Suarez, and Wells. Went 5 2/3, allowing 1 hit, no runs. They did walk 5, strike out 4. A pitch beautifully. That's a strike on his slider. It's 1-2. Brewer Hicklin 7 for 19 with 3 walks. The 30-year-old has come through in his limited playing time. Slider's low. Kittredge, the 5th Oriole reliever of the game. The Braves have used 5. Looks like Kinley, who got the final out of the 10th, will be the man in the 11th. Here's the 2-2.
Well, Kittredge needs a strikeout right now.
Ties him up and a foul ball instead. On Friday night, Kittredge gave up a run. Joey Bart singled, and then Jim Jarvis hit a fielder's choice. There was an E4 there, scored a run, got 2 strikeouts, but then gave up the 3-run homer to Olsen. He is behind Hicklin 3-2 here. Again, with the automatic runner, it's okay if you give up 1 as the home team. You'll get that automatic runner back in the bottom of the inning, but anything else is a real dagger. 3-2 pitch. Ball 4. Great battle by Hicklin to work his way back. The Braves have walked 8 times today. And now Jim Jarvis certainly will be asked to bunt.
Just wonder how the Orioles are going to play this. Are they going to try to put the wheel play on and crash everybody and try to get Riley at second base going to third?
Riley is a little bit above average of a runner. Have you seen the Orioles wheel this year? I'm trying to think of it.
Yes, they did wheel one time. Not this time, though.
That's a strike. Jarvis pulled the bunt back.
And the wheel play is, of course, the third baseman crashes, the first baseman crashes. Gunnar Henderson playing shortstop. He will automatically run to third base where you hope the play is going to be. But he is staying put right now. They're going to play it straight up.
Jarvis lays down the bunt. Mayo will crash from third and get the out with a covering Holiday. So a good job by Jarvis. His second sacrifice bunt of the game. This one 5-4.
Braves had 4 sacrifice bunts going into the day and 2 today.
This is interesting. The Orioles will walk Baldwin to set up a force. And that's interesting because you have Ozzie Albies. Unless you get a double play, that means Kittredge will have to face Matt Olson again. But that is the respect Greg Alvarez has for Drake Baldwin, who's reached base 4 times today. And look, maybe you get Albies to ground into a double play. This is his weaker side. So you do risk the Matt Olson part of it, but you hope you can attack the matchup with Albies.
It's the right baseball play if you think about it, though.
Kittredge is a ground ball guy. So if you're betting on anybody to get a double play, you bet on Cano, then Kittredge probably be your second bet. When you're in this spot, it's probably the best of no good options. Now the Orioles will play that infield in.
They're still deep enough in the middle, though, to turn 2 up the middle if they need to. If a ball is hard hit to Jackson Holiday or Gunnar Henderson, they can still turn 2.
Albies attacks a high sinker, and it's 0-1.
Because it's almost what you call halfway. They're not all the way in,
Line out, double play, fly out, strikeout, ground out for Ozzie Albies. And a pop-up.
That will play.
What a big pop-up. It's the second out on the infield fly. So it's Kittredge versus Olson with 2 outs and multiple runners on in extra innings again. And let's hope the scriptwriters have a different outcome in mind.
Yeah, it was 2 on when Olson hit the home run. Now it's 3 on. Remember what pitch it was. It was an elevated fastball, inner third, and elevated. Just a shade.
Swing, a miss. Nice 2-seamer to start.
And a little bit of extra, too.
Mayo, O'Neill, and Taveras are the hitters in the bottom of the 11th. Nobody left on the bench, so it's going to be those 3. At the moment, a 1-run game. Back to the 2-seamer wide. It's 1-1 to Matt Olson. Down and in with a slider. Olson holds his fire. A guy who has not missed a game in 5 years. One of the league's best power hitters against Kittredge, a power pitcher with a 2-1. It's outside.
Well, this is where you take your best pitch, whatever you feel like it is that day, and you got to throw it for a strike. And you hope it's a quality strike. Round ball, round bat, hitter's trying to square it up. You're just going to take your chances he hits it to somebody.
Kittredge will backpedal off the mound instead. 3 balls and a strike to Olson. 1 run across for Atlanta in the 11th. Bases full of Braves. Swing, fly ball, center field. He got under it. And Atlanta leaves him loaded. They get the automatic runner, but nothing else. Orioles will try to tie it or win it in the 11th. All right, our second extra inning. Nobody scored in the 10th. Atlanta gets 1 in the top of the 11th. Austin Riley doubles in pinch runner Jorge Mateo. Normally we wanted to see Jorge Mateo score the winning run at Oriole Park the last 5 years. Not today. And Taylor Ward is the automatic runner now. So Tyler Kinley stays in the game, got the final out against Ward in the 10th. And the Orioles will have Kobe Mayo, who scored the tying run in the 9th as a pinch runner, grab a bat for the first time. Just 153 against righties this year. Tyler O'Neill next in line, then Leody Taveras. And Mayo checks his swing, stumbles, and knocks down Drake Baldwin.
They look like bowling pins up there.
I was going to
just
say,
knocking each other over, trying to pick up
dominoes.
Trying to pick up the spare.
That was odd. Some odd stuff's happened in the batter's box this series. Uh-oh.
Hang on.
I'm going down, and you're coming with me.
And you picked up the spare.
Not exactly a 7-10 split, is it?
Close enough.
That's 6'5", 225 on Drake Baldwin. Glad to see he's okay. 0-1 to Kobe. And another slider. This is going to be a tough.
He challenged.
Oh, no. He did
Orioles
challenge.
batter is challenging the strike
Well,
call.
the Orioles will be out of challenges. This is a tough matchup for Kobe against a right-hander who throws a lot of sliders.
Orioles will have no remaining.
Well, the Orioles lose their challenge unless we go to the 12th, in which case they'll get it back. Now, can Kobe with 2 strikes just figure out a way to get Ward over to third here? He cannot. That's a big first out for Kinley. And it'll bring up Tyler O'Neill.
That front door slider, man, a little bit of a buckle by Kobe Mayo. That ball actually backed up too. Not where it was supposed to be, but that's a good miss.
One out now for Tyler O'Neill. Well, a productive out is basically out of the equation. You could still move him to third, but it will be with 2 outs. Well, it's up to O'Neill and then Leody Taveras to get in this run. T.O. struck out last time, flied out in the 6th, 0 for 2 off the bench. And a ground ball foul for strike 1. O'Neill has had a better month of July. When you go back to even June 9th, he's been pretty good.
Orioles still looking for their first base hit with a runner in scoring position. 0 for 8.
Check swing foul 1 and 2. Since June the 9th, 284. And an OPS of over 900 for Tyler O'Neill. Can he come through in the big spot here? Taveras waiting, or the tying run at second. O'Neill with a ground ball to shortstop instead, and it's going to be all up to Leody Taveras now. 2 unproductive outs have kept Ward stuck at second. The Braves do have a left-hander. Somehow they still have a left-hander in the bullpen. Connor Thomas warming up. Thomas has only thrown in 1 game this year in the big leagues, 3 2/3, 4 runs. If you trusted the lefty, you'd probably bring him in now to flip around Taveras. They don't and they won't. They leave it to Kinley. And Taveras takes a strike. The .313 hitter, Leody, with runners in scoring position this year. And he will have to reach base to keep the game alive. Outside with a slider. Now the curveball, it's 1-1. A day of opportunities for the Orioles. Cleveland has lost. Detroit has lost. Houston has lost. They could really use this game in the wild card race, but they're down to their last out. 2-1 to Leody. The kind of game that could make all the difference with 7 games to go to the deadline in this muddled wild card mess. Here's a 2-1 from Kinley. It's off the corner. It'll be challenged by Baldwin.
Braves catcher is challenging the ball call.
As it's called, it's 3-1.
It's going to be close too. I mean, really close.
Braves will have
It's
1
ball
remaining
3.
challenge.
Not as close as it gets.
Three and 1 to Taveras. Jackson Holliday on deck. Will he get another fastball? No, a breaking ball up high. And a 2-out walk for Leody Taveras keeps the game alive. And the Braves are going to walk Jackson Holliday and put the game in the hands of Sam Huff. So Walt Weiss wanted no part of young Jackson Holliday.
And this used to never happen in older baseball, where you would walk a guy to put the winning run in scoring position. But in today's game, it's just different.
It's such an odd move on paper because you actually walk the winning run to second. But they're going to take their shot here right on right against Huff, who's 4 for 32 with 1 walk on the year. First pitch. Huff started to swing, and he held up. Braves could have brought in the lefty Thomas to face Holliday. Could have had Kinley face Holiday, but they pushed the winning run to second. And Sam Huff, the last man off the bench, has a chance to play hero. Huff ground ball to third. Riley across the way, and the Braves win it. Devastating defeat for the Orioles in 11. Bases loaded, nobody out in the 10th, could not score. Bases loaded in the 11th, and they can't score there. They do not score in extras, leave 12, and they lose a game on a critical day for the wild card picture. So they'll have to pick it up quickly when they head to Detroit to start a series tomorrow. That's our next broadcast at 6:30. There's going to be a lot for Rob Long and Ben to untangle here on O's Extra postgame.